What's going on, you guys? What is going on? Hit that like button as you come on in. Hit that like button as you come on in. The options and negotiations. What are Errol Spence Jr.'s options? And will he make the negotiations with Terrence Crawford public? Hell, are we even going to get this fight in 2023? Hit that like button for your boy. Wait till some more people get up in here. Live stream. I'm sure a lot of people probably inside the house. Most of the country is probably frozen, right? Windy as hell, frozen outside. We're gonna see if he gonna spin the block. Right? We waiting for him to spin this block. Salute to D Luckett for the super chat early. Much love to you, D Luckett. What's going on, D Young? I see you in the building. Wayne Hennessy, salute. Bro Horse, what's going on? Yeah, wait till some more people get up in here before we start cooking. Then I'm gonna open up the panel. Because we need to figure out what these options are. And we need to figure out if Spence is gonna make these negotiations public. You said this fight ain't happening? Yeah, what's going on, Kenny? I see you in the building, Kenny. Man, I don't know if this fight happening either, bro. I don't think they want it, man, but we gonna talk about it. I see a lot of the talks of this fight has kind of since died down. I didn't see too much talking about it today because, well, I mean, shit, Crawford kind of set the tone. He set the tone with the spinning the block and making the negotiations public. We haven't heard nothing since from Errol Spence. We haven't heard nothing since from Errol Spence, man. We haven't heard nothing. He went dark, man. Errol Spence went dark again. Right? You know, last we heard he ain't returning to May or June. I'm not sure if he said, I can't remember if he said he was announcing his fight in May or June or he was actually fighting in May or June, but whatever the case, it's still quite a ways away. And if he is to fight Keith Thurman will be out for over a year once again as well. So it's a good thing Crawford took that fight with David Averizian just so he can get some activity going, right? Instead of sitting out, waiting for Spence and all those guys to figure it out. Hit that like button as you come on in. Go open up this panel, man, because last time it got kind of hectic. This time I don't want it to be as hectic. Dudes was just saying anything and everything. We can't do that today, man. They say everything but let's fight. I know, man. It's crazy, ain't it, Wayne? He said April, May, or June. What's going on, Anthony Jackson? Young Shouty, salute. Dan Tan, what's good? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about boots, too, because well, Bozy Ennis came out and said, look, man, dude got 120 days to either fight or vacate, man. So Errol Spence, man, worst case scenario, John Boots Ennis. Best case scenario, the fight with Crawford gets made. I'm not sure why this fight has been so difficult to make. It's been so difficult to even get to where we was at with the negotiations last year. No, I'm sorry. I feel like it's last year already. 2 months ago, or a month ago, to even get that far was quite a feat. But of course, this is one of those fights. It was one of those situations to where things fell apart in a blink of an eye. Yeah, this means Spence needs to be training by mid-January. That's right, man. Salute to Damone Daines. I see you in the building. Yeah, man, Spence needs to be training, bro. And that picture, I know you guys seen that picture of him with Frank Martin after the fight. That's a real picture. Now, the Photoshop experts probably tweaked it a little bit to make him look a little fatter than what he was, and they made Frank Martin look a little crazier than he was looking. But I just seen Fight Hype's thumbnail, and Spence did look like he had a little bit of weight on him. He looked like he had a little bit of weight on him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like he had some weight. And I seen guys in the comment section said that Spence was fat and he had some chins on him. And I seen that actual photo. It's like, oh, whoa, he do look like he gained some weight, man. I don't even know if this dude's ready for Crawford, bro. This whole process, this whole thing has just been utterly ridiculous. I mean, I thought after the Averesian fight, Spence was cool. You know, I'm gonna spin the block, right? It's cool. I'm gonna spin the block, right? He said he's gonna spin the block, but it's looking like he ain't gonna get past the stop sign, right? I mean, come on, man. He says, Damone Dane says, why didn't Boots petition WBO if he wants Bud like they say? Bud don't duck mandatories. Stop the cap. Yeah, you're right. Bud don't duck mandatories. Bud fights his mandatories. He fights all his mandatories. I don't know why they didn't petition for the WBO. And he like, if Virgil is out of the WBO now from fighting Stanionis in the WBA, then that would make Boots like the number one guy in the WBO. Why didn't he petition for Terrence Crawford? That's a great question, Damone Dames. Great question. Why did he petition to fight Bud for his belt? Because, man, Bud Crawford's a tougher fight. That's why. D. Luckett says he's never going to be ready even when they fight. Yeah, man. It's not looking like he's going to be ready, bro. I don't think Spence going to be ready. I just don't think he's ready, man. Derek James, you know, they don't really want to fight. You know, Charlo don't want to fight. Al Heyman don't want to fight. Al Heyman don't want to fight. That's the biggest problem right there is that Al Heyman don't really want to fight. But he's going to hurt his fighter's reputation if he don't make this fight. Of course, there's buffers in place to make it look like it's Crawford's fault. But in reality, man, we already know what the deal is. This dude did everything everybody asked, and yet and still he's still the reason why the fight ain't happening. So, and Errol Spence, it's not like he's shaking and moving. It's not like he's out here trying to fight. You know, it's not like he's out here, you know, he don't even know when he's fighting. He's just sitting back eating and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he could be ready, Kenny. I mean, why he got to get ready? You know what I'm saying? Why this dude got to keep getting ready, bro? Ask yourself that. Why does he got to keep getting ready? Terrence Crawford stays ready, bro. Terrence Bud Crawford stays ready, bro. You never seen Bud fat, out of shape. You never seen it. You never seen it. I've never seen it. I never not once seen Terrence Crawford out of shape or not near fight ready, bro. But you've seen it multiple times from this dude, bro. Is he going to be ready to even deal with him? I don't think so, dog. I don't think he's going to be ready at all. Mentally, is he ready? Nah, he ain't ready, bro. And like I said, man, a lot of those dudes be inactive to the point where they become docile. These are 30-some-year-old men now with families and shit. You know what I'm saying? They getting docile out here. This is why AB left. Not AB is public enemy number one. They hate AB now. A lot of these dudes, you know, you got dudes out here saying that AB ducked Rolly pay-per-view fight or something like that. Man, they probably weren't even paying them shit to go over there on pay-per-view. He wasn't probably not getting no guaranteed money. You know, the pay-per-view with Rolly, come on, man. That shit wasn't gonna do that. Man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? AB went to where he getting 8 figures to fight Ivan Redcash, bro. On pay-per-view. And he's getting triple the money that he would have got fighting on PBC. So what's going on, B House Promotions, man? What's up with your boy Spence, man? I see you in the building, B House Promotions. What are these options that your boy got, man? What are these options that Errol Spence seem to have? What are these options? And will he make the negotiations public? Crawford set the tone, man. And now we don't hear nothing from nobody. The whole private negotiation thing was really annoying. You had a whole bunch of guys coming out with narratives and stuff that they quote unquote heard, coming up with making up stuff and everything, right? This time the negotiations needs to be public so we can know exactly what's going on. Because it was a bunch of confusion. And then in the end, even though Crawford came out in the video telling everybody what happened, he still is the reason why the fight didn't happen. So this time we're going to make it public and we're going to make it happen. But Errol Spence sitting back nonchalantly, after he's seen what he did to Averesian, I believe they don't really want to deal with him. But for the sake of boxing, let's just say he do want it. He was really nonchalant. He nonchalantly said, I got options, but what are these options? Is it Jerron Boots Ennis? Is Jerron Boots Ennis one of these options, bro? He says 3 car accidents, the eye injury, and the drinking will cost him. Man, I'm telling you, bro. You already know how I feel about the actual fight. The actual fight itself, I don't think Spence makes it out of the fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he makes it out of the fight with Crawford, bro. I just don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it, bro. He's been too inactive. He's been too hurt. He's Keith Thurman Jr., bro. And I'm not talking shit or trying to be funny, but this is the reality. Except Keith Thurman was kind enough to let the welterweight division continue to move forward by giving up one of the belts. But Errol Spence ain't giving up no belts. He's gonna be sitting on those belts. And it's looking like, if you've been following the sport, his only options are standing on his Virgil winner, Jerron Boots Ennis, or Terrence Bud Crawford. Is he going to move up to 154, fight one of those dudes? I highly doubt it. There's no money up there for Spence unless he's fighting Jamel. The biggest, most lucrative fight for Errol Spence is Terrence Bud Crawford, maybe Keith Thurman, right? Other than those two guys, what other options do he really got that makes sense for Spence? Because Jerron Boots Ennis is a menace. And I think that would be the worst case scenario for him to fight Boots. Hey, but look, if it's going to happen, hey, I'm all for it. But that's the worst case scenario for Spence. Boots Ennis, I think Boots Ennis will beat him too at this point, because he's just too inactive, bro. He's chubby. He's inactive, injury prone, tough guy and shit. Great fighter, but how hungry is he in comparison to some of his peers? Oh, Fondora? Nah, he ain't gonna fight the Tower, bro. That's not even. Nah, I don't think he's gonna fight the Tower, but that's an option. You know what I'm saying? That's another option, because the Tower is one of the higher ranked guys at 154. But that's right, Dan Tan. No matter what options he got, the best option is Terrence Crawford, bro. That's the best option. So make the fight. Nah, well, I'm mad at him because of how he did business. And, I wish he could have did it some other way. Man, bro, if you don't shut your ass up, because according to Crawford, he barely heard from you in negotiations. He was dealing with Al Heyman by himself. Where was you at? Oh, well, when you a boss, you got other dudes that bad as about you. And all this shit. Nah, man. Make this fucking fight, bro. When Terrence Crawford said in his live, all right, how about this? I get my lawyer, you go get Spence, Al, and then we make this fight and sign and get this thing done right here. Then Al Heyman's like, oh, this never been done before. Come on, man. Al Heyman blocking fights, bro. But you got a lot of people out here, they'll defend him. They'll jump in front of every bullet that's firing off at his direction, bro. They'll jump right in front of that shit, bro. In reality, bro, that's right, Lost Art of Boxing. Y'all go subscribe to my boy, The Lost Art of Boxing. Tell him to spin the block, man. We've been waiting on him to spin the block for a few days now. We've been waiting for that tweet from Spence of him telling us that is he gonna spin this block, bro? We waiting on Spence to spin the block, dude. Hold up, because Crawford came out and made sure that Spence was still gonna hold on to what he was saying. Hold up, I got a video of Crawford spinning the block. Hold up. Because Spence, he's talking about spinning the block. Him and his little quotables that goes viral. Wrong side of the street. Spinning the block. You know what I'm saying? Spence is the pootie tang of boxing. But he needs to follow through with some of this shit he be saying. Like making this fight with Terrence Bud Kumite Crawford. Because Bud Crawford is spinning the block right now. Terrence Crawford spinning the block in that Monte Carlo SS. Souped up. That's what Bud is doing. All the smoke. Where's Errol Spence? Oh, well, I might not return to the summertime, y'all. So these guys, Crawford included, because Crawford's fresh. He's ready. Averesian, that was just a quick little doodad. Show the fans I still got it real quick. Get the bag. Let's go just get this show on the road with Spence in 2023 since they stalling. Now all these dudes gotta wait until Spence is ready to move. Crawford gotta wait until May or June. A lot of people say the accident was fake. I want to talk a little bit more about that. A lot of people say that accident was fake. And a lot of us heard the real story of why he got into that initial one. You know, why he got into that initial one when the first time with the Ferrari flipping. We heard what Charleston White had to say. B House Promotions. Yeah, that's right, B House. Your boy Charleston came out and kind of dropped the dime on that situation, bro. Me personally, I heard that story a little while ago. I just didn't go public with it because But Charleston White came out with it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that's what I heard too, Charleston. I guess that might be really true because y'all some Texas boys. Y'all know what's going on in y'all city down there. Too caught up into some other shit. He needs to be boxing, bro. Al Heyman needs to keep these dudes active. If Errol Spence want to fight Terrence Crawford, go to BLK Prime and tell them put the money in front of you, bro. It's right there. Guaranteed money, bro. None of this mythical back end nonsense, bro. You B House Promotions. You can't tell me that you'd rather get some back end money versus some guaranteed money and some pay-per-view money by that following Wednesday, bro. You can't tell me, bro. You can't tell me you want your money the next week versus not even the next week, right then and there before you even step in the ring, and then you get your pay-per-views before that next week is over. Instead of waiting 6 months to a year later with no guarantee just to gamble on some pay-per-view, a skewed market right now, a shaky market. Pay-per-view is a hit or miss, and it's been that way for years. You can't tell me you wouldn't, man, come on, bro. But guess what? Al Heyman ain't letting nobody touch the fight, bro. BLK Prime is primed and ready. Yeah, that's right. BLK Prime is primed and ready for the Spence and Crawford fight. But guess what? Al Heyman ain't letting nobody touch the fight. Also, Errol Spence is undyingly loyal to Al Heyman. So he's not going to shake and move without Al Heyman say so, bro. He got to call Al first. That's why he's on the phone on that T-shirt. He's on the phone with Al Heyman. Terrence Crawford's door right there. He's got to call Al first before he goes through that fucking door, bro. That's what that shirt meant. He's got to call Al. I'm the shark. I'm the big fish. But I got to call Al first before I go through that door, that Terrence Crawford door. BLK Prime got the money you looking for. BLK Prime got it, bro. BLK Prime got that money you looking for. Is it about the money, Spence? I haven't heard Spence say anything about money about this fight, really. But Derek James, Derek, the businessman version of Derek James. I like Derek James, by the way. I think he's a great coach. But when it comes to Crawford, his energy is totally different. And he puts on his suit, gets his tie and shit, grabs his suitcase, briefcase, and he opens it up and get the notes and the files and documents together and shit and the numbers. And he started talking some crazy shit, bro. Oh, well, Crawford got to understand that he can't, what he's looking for, he's not really worth what he's looking for. And all this shit, bro. Instead of preparing Errol Spence for the most vicious dude in boxing right now, they'll rather sit back, let Spence get fat, let him hang out with all these knuckleheads in his best years of his career, sitting out and shit for years at a time. He's wasting his prime. And these dudes got the nerve to think he's going to go up in there and beat a killer like Crawford, bro. I mean, come on. Best case scenario, Terrence Crawford. Worst case scenario, Jerron Boots Ennis. They both are menaces. But you make more money fighting Crawford. And if money's really an issue, well, Errol Spence himself hasn't really made it known that money is an issue. Derek James did. Go to BLK Prime. Everybody get paid. Simple solution. Problem solved. BLK Prime got the bag for this fight. If PBC don't got no money, BLK Prime got it. So why we can't go over there and make the fight? Oh well, Al Heyman. Al Heyman, bro. And I don't know nothing about Al Heyman for me to hate or like him, but I can see why a lot of people don't like him, bro. He don't really care about boxing like that. He don't care about no boxing. He don't care about what fans think. He don't care about us on here wanting this fight. He don't. He ain't losing no sleep over this. But unfortunately for Spence, he's the one that's going to have to deal with this type of shit. Then Crawford too. People like to blame Bud, but at this point they seem to be pretty quiet because Crawford set the tone. Now it's smart of him to come out and say, "Make those negotiations public." Then, now what? Now what? Well, let me go ahead and go back into my bushes like Homer Simpson. Let me fall back into the bushes like Homer Simpson, because that was the good one right there, Bud. Make the negotiations public, Steven. Because your ear was to the door last time. You didn't even know what was going on either. Your ear was to the door. You didn't even get the you couldn't even hear everything. You just heard little bits and pieces. Errol Spence on the phone. He didn't know what was going on. If you're your own boss, you should have made this thing with Crawford work, bro. But it was the perfect scenario to make it look like Crawford didn't want the fight. Crawford said, "You know what? Forget this. I'm fighting Avaresian real quick. Get the bag. Short notice. 120K pay-per-views. I got my money. Everybody else got paid too. BOK Prime put up a good show, sold out the arena in the Shot Center in Omaha, Nebraska. They put on a good show for their first showing. Short notice too. On an obscene app that nobody really heard of, got a time to even get to heard of, and they did 120K allegedly, right? So moving forward into 2023, Crawford's no headbutt cuts or nothing weird or nothing going on. Go right into this fight with Spence. If Spence is hurt, if Crawford's a little bit nicked and bruised from that fight, well, Spence should be too. We both could be nicked and bruised. We can go up to this fight in 2023. I just find it the timing of the accident seemed almost like one of those Keith Thurman's. Back when Keith Thurman was supposed to be fighting, who was it? Was it Spence back then? And then he conveniently got into an accident. This seems similar to that. I don't know. Maybe he really do got bad luck on the road. But that accident, bro, there's a lot of fans who like to do their investigating and said that accident was fake. Where's the police report? Why isn't? Where's the other car at? Where's everything at? Like, a lot of people investigating that stuff, man. B House Promotion says, I bet you it'd be a breach of contract next negotiation for the first fighter who walks away without saying no, but guaranteed to everything. Nigga gonna have to pay. He already made it to 80-20 on himself now. Man, what are you talking about, bro? 80-20 based off of what, bro? 80-20 based on what? Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Crawford got a $10 million guarantee. How they gonna compete with that? How you go offer him no guarantee? And these guys offered him 10 million guarantee to fight Avaresian, bro. That makes them look really bad. That makes PBC look bad. And we just waiting on Spence to spin the block. That's what we waiting on. We waiting on him to spin the block, bro. Spin the block. Nobody should be walking away from no negotiations. Actually, nobody really walked away. It just got put on hold. Floyd Mayweather came out and told everybody what happened. There's rumors that him and Espinoza are at odds, right? And if you look, TMT Promotions, they got a card coming up that's on an app that's not the Zone, that's not BOK Prime, that's not none of that. So Floyd is probably beefing with Espinoza. Floyd just fought Desi on the Zone. So apparently Showtime ain't got the money for even Floyd Money Mayweather. So if money's really an issue, let BOK Prime front the bill. Oh, no, we ain't going to let Spence go over there and get beat up by this dude. No, we ain't going to let that happen. But then you just wasting a fighter's best years. Errol Spence should have about 33 fights right now. He should already we should really, realistically, we should be talking about a second fight with Crawford. Whether whoever won, it don't matter, but we should be talking about a second fight. And here we are. Errol Spence almost 33. If not, he already 33. Crawford going on damn near 36 by the time these dudes do fight. They first started talking when Crawford was like 32, when we first really started talking about this fight. It was a while ago. What's going on, Knockout Artist? Salute, bro. Sonny Chiba, salute. Yeah, Sonny, I'm not feeling Derek James. I'm not feeling Derek James energy, bro. I'm just not feeling it. You know, that was pretty weak. And then he seemed really like, well, I don't care. You know, he said he don't care about the fight happening, and you know, this energy is totally different from what it was. And then of course they can use the whole fact that Crawford went and fought Averizian. They can use that as a reason why they really mad, but really we know why they mad. Or we really don't know why they saying that, because they don't want to deal with this dude. They don't want to deal with him, man. Yeah, they wanted Bud to be rusty. They wanted him to wait out and sit out. You know, if Crawford hadn't fought Averizian, B House Promotions, if he hadn't fought Averizian, he would have been out for over a year. He would have been out for about 18 months, bro. Crawford never sat out for 18 months. He would have been sitting out for 18 months waiting for this dude, bro. Waiting for Spence. Everybody in the division's waiting on Spence, really. Boots Ennis, you know, one thing Bozy didn't say was that, you know, we could have petitioned for the WBO belt since we right there too, because Spence be playing games too much. But come on, let's be honest. They feel that that's a injured animal. They go hop on him. They go hop on Spence. That's the easier fight than Crawford. Bozy knows that. Crawford's still at the top of his game. Whether he knocked out an avocado or not, he's still at the top of his game. Looks even better. You said Bud needs to bring in a major league promoter. Actually, Spence needs a promoter too. That's what Adrian Broner said. I'm glad y'all bringing up promoters and shit now. Because Adrian Broner said the big problem over there on Showtime PBC is that they need a real promoter. That's what he said. So since we got two guys that don't got no promoter, how come they just couldn't make the fight happen? Oh, wow, how Heyman ain't let nobody touch this fight. Oh, no, that's never been done before. You know what? My mom got sick. I got to go take care of that. I'll holler at you in a few weeks. Heard nothing. Floyd Mayweather said, I'm Al Heyman. The fight ain't happening till further in the future. All right, well, I'm going to go fight Avocado real quick. BOK Prime got the money. They setting it up for me. I'm going to get to fight at home one last time at 30-something years old. I get to fight at home. Not too many dudes get to fight at home like that. Put on a showcase fight. Get the bag in doing so. And then ride off into this fight with Spence. But Spence, he says he got options. What are these options? And I'm going to open up the panel in a little bit. But what are these options? What are these options he's talking about, bro? What fighters are he talking about that we don't know about? Now, is he talking about options for a new car? Or is he talking about options as far as a new opponent? Because Crawford waiting on him to spin a block. Crawford called him out, said, look, man, I'm here if you want to. You still trying to spin that block. I'm just giving y'all a heads up. I'm here. I'm ready. I just fought a week ago, and I'm ready. So we can get this thing right going. Get right into negotiations. Nah, Spence ain't in shape or none of that shit, bro. You said Heyman not a major league promoter. Heyman ain't classified as a promoter at all, bro. Al Heyman ain't a promoter at all. Who was he promoting? For one, Al Heyman is an advisor. He's not a promoter, bro. He's an advisor. And he advising Spence in the wrong direction, in my opinion. He needed to advise Spence to go up in there and beat up on Crawford. But guess what? He don't believe he can do it. And that's their cash cow. That's one of their money men in the division. That's their golden boy, Errol Spence. They don't want him to go up in there and lose against Crawford like that. Unless they could assign Crawford. But they're not gonna be able to touch a guy like Crawford for real. Crawford, he's showing you that some random dudes in BOK Prime put some shit together for Crawford basically real quick, just out of nowhere. BOK Prime literally came out of nowhere. I don't care what nobody said. Nobody heard of BOK Prime until Crawford and these people said that he got to fight with them or whatever. Nobody heard of BOK Prime. Now all of a sudden everybody heard of them and all this stuff. You got dudes making fake Twitter accounts in regards to them on their behalf and shit, spinning narratives and stuff. Nobody even heard of BOK Prime. But guess what? They came out of nowhere and they invested in Terrence Crawford. Crawford got options, bro. If anybody got options, it's Crawford. So if Crawford can't get Spence, he can always turn back to BOK Prime, the BOK Prime, and pay him handsomely to fight whoever. If Boots wants to smoke, come on over there, Boots. I don't know why you didn't petition for the WBO belt. Yeah. Why didn't they petition for that? Why you fighting Karen? You could have been petitioning for Crawford. You could have petitioned for Crawford since Spence ain't gonna be. It's looking like Spence ain't gonna be fighting him anyway. Al Heyman is not a promoter. A promoter gets out here on the microphone and he sells these fights. Al Heyman is not a promoter, and by any means. Actually, it'll be illegal for him to do that. Errol Spence is his own promoter. But Adrian Broner came out and said these guys need promoters, real promoters. Al Heyman don't promote nobody. He don't answer to nobody. He don't answer no questions. We don't know how he sound. We don't know how his mannerism are. We don't know nothing. All we know is that dudes are willing to die for this dude. That's all we know. He said, name the last time Crawford didn't stop his opponent. Man, I'm telling you. You said, who's ducking Crawford? Man, look, who's calling him out? Who's calling him out? Why ain't Virgil and them? Why Virgil jump out of the WBO? He was right there to fight Crawford because, man, he can't beat Bud, bro. We'll fight Stanionis. Virgil was like, look, man, I can go over here and fight Stanionis. Virgil was supposed to be fighting Boots anyway, honestly. It should have been Virgil and Boots for a title eliminator to fight Crawford. But guess what? Virgil said, you know what? I don't really want to fight Jerron Ennis, so I'll go fight Stanionis. I'll get out of the WBO altogether. Now I'm going to be out of the rankings. I'll be over there in the WBA. I could beat Stanionis, and then I could hop in there and fight Spence in Texas. That's what he did. Jerron Boots Ennis, he got kind of left out in the open, bamboozled. And let's be honest, the fight with Avaresian was short notice. There is no way in hell that Showtime was going to let Jerron Ennis go over there to fight Terrence Crawford on short notice on BOK Prime. They wasn't going to do it. They're not going to do it. So he found a guy, David Avaresian, who's still ranked in the top 10, who has a promoter in Frank Warren at Queensberry Promotions. Frank Warren lets his fighters fight wherever. He don't care. Perfect. We get this thing done in a month, put this show on the road. Jerron Boots Ennis, that wouldn't happen. But now it's open smoke. Guess what? Well, we go petition for the IBF again. Make sure we get this fight with Spence. Crawford still standing out here in the middle of the street with the WBO belt in his hand like, what's up? He said, why should I leave? What's up, Sean T? I see you in the building. Where your boy at, man? We waiting on him to spin the block. They turning down shots at the WBO title, Dan Tan. They turning down shots, bro. They all hopping out of the sanction body, man. They mandatory shot was coming up. Virgil, they do all this talking, bro. But when it's time to do it, well, we see what happened. Why are you fighting Stanionis instead of Terrence Crawford? That fight would have got mandated eventually, bro. Yeah. He said they did the same thing to Boo Boo at middleweight with the WBO. Can't make people. Yeah, man. Can't make people do nothing. Can't make Virgil do nothing. He got up out of there. He's been one of the top dudes in WBO for a while now. He said, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Now you best believe if Terrence Crawford was slowing down, showing signs of slippage, falling down the hill, so to speak, oh man, they'd be itching at an opportunity to get a shot at him. Nah, bro. Everybody tucked tail and ran, bro. They ran for the hills. They seen what he did to Avaresian. Made it just destroyed the dude. Avaresian was a guy with a momentum going into the fight, knockout streak, knocking out upcoming prospects, all types of shit he was doing. Crawford said, nah, they ain't gonna work over here. Smoked him in emphatic fashion, and now everybody got excuses. Everybody's like, whoa, shit, we didn't see that. Errol Spence now, oh, well, I don't like how he did business. I'm taking my shirt off the thing. Come on, man. He said, dudes I never heard from again after Bud done with him. I'm telling you. Let me go ahead and send a link out. It's been pretty quiet from the Spence side, though, if I'm honest. Crawford really, really set the tone when he said, put the negotiations public. By him putting negotiations public, that changes everything. And now they go come over with a whole new narrative, and you got boxing managers go come out and say, "Oh well, since when did that ever happen? Well, we can't do that. Crawford's asking for too much. We're going to say we're using what Rachel Donaire said too. Yeah, we believe what she say over what Crawford say. I say just make the damn fight because your fighter looking bad out here and he's losing prime years and he ain't fighting nobody. You got fighters like Crawford got more knockouts than Spence got fights now, bro. How many title defenses Crawford got at 147 now? About the same as Spence, if not more now. And he's a newcomer in the division. Spence been in the division. Come on, man. 3 fights in like 4 years or 2 fights in 4 years or something crazy like that. And then by the time we see him again, it's going to be over 12 months since we last saw him. Again. Sanctioned bodies ain't going to step in. He's boxing's darling. They're not going to step in. He's like the black Canelo. They're not going to do nothing to Spence. Just like they ain't going to do nothing to Canelo. They ain't going to take no belts from him. They're not going to force him to do anything. You see what the Bozy innocents in them got to do. They got a petition. They shouldn't even have to petition to fight Spence, bro. They shouldn't even have to. That should have been automatic. That should have been automatic. But guess what? They're not gonna do that. He said, "How many unifications boy had in the bed?" I mean, not too many, bro, because it seemed like everybody runs the other way. Ugas could have fought Crawford. Guess what? Nah, man. They had Ugas in the jam, bro. No, let's talk about that real quick because I remember that vividly. Ugas was open smoke. Guess what they did? They put him into some situation to where he had to fight 2 different mandatories out of nowhere. Right? Ugas got punished for beating Pacquiao. And then he would have to fight standing on his end. Who I forgot who else it was. Batuev, whatever. He had to fight both of those guys as the super champion, bro. But Errol Spence went over there and got him out that jam. And then he fought him. Got that belt for free. It's almost like they put Ugas on ice to keep him away from Crawford so Spence can get a hold of him. That's what it looks like. So now Spence got all the belts. He got all the leverage. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. What's going on, boxing nerd?
I'm chilling, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just trying to figure out these options and are we going to get some public negotiations?
For real, that would be amazing. That'll be a first time.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's self-proclaimed that the biggest fight in boxing, even though I feel like Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia is a bigger fight, in
You
my
think
opinion.
so?
If you look at it, like look at the followings both these guys have. I feel like it'll be a bigger fight, just based on the popularity and how Ryan Garcia is the Instagram model. He's the darling of the TikTok universe and all that stuff. Just based off of that, I feel like it's going to be a bigger fight.
I don't know.
But like for us hardcores, it's a bigger fight. But like in terms of like the world, it's not as big as we want it to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just feel like I made a bet on this with one of my boys. I feel like pay-per-view wise, I feel like Tank and Ryan does bigger numbers than Spence and Crawford. Just based on who knows them. Nobody knows Crawford. Nobody knows Spence like that besides the state of Texas.
I don't know, bro. Crawford be bumping shoulders with all kinds of different celebrities, bro.
No, I totally understand that. But like,
and let's be honest too. Followers on Instagram and all that don't always translate to pay-per-view buys, bro. It don't.
Yes, but like when you get the right fight, when it's 2 big people coming together, like Gervonta and Ryan Garcia, who are more known, in my opinion, than Crawford and Spence. If we're talking about the United States,
you got some feedback in your background, AC.
Gotta also remember that the Kell Brook fight with Bud, it wasn't pay-per-view, but he had like 2 million views.
That's fine. If Ryan Garcia was fighting and it wasn't pay-per-view, if it was just on regular television, it would have been 4 million. It would have been double that.
Kenny,
We
you
have to
said
remember. We have to remember. Ryan Garcia has sponsorships, and then Gervonta's already selling out arenas all over the states. Crawford doesn't do that unless he's in Omaha or New York, whereas Tank can do that anywhere. Just because
I
of
don't believe that because Tank pay-per-view numbers ain't super spectacular. We don't be
no, they're
hearing
not. No, they're not.
none of
Not at
that
all.
shit, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Still feel
But
like
I
there's
feel
no
like
reason
just with
not
the
to make the
right
fight.
dancing partner, like in Ryan Garcia, just based off of that, I feel like they'll do good. It's all about dancing partners. Deontay Wilder did 77K, but with Tyson Fury, he did 300. He did 1.2 million, and he did 600 on their last fight. It depends on the fight and the dancing partner.
I still think Spence Crawford is a bigger fight than Tank and Ryan.
Much bigger.
These are champions and proven fighters. These dudes barely touching real titles, bro.
And I guarantee you, once they make the announcement, the promotion will be huge. So it'll be a lot more new people coming in.
That's if the PBC had the money for that, though.
Well, that's what they do.
I don't think they got the money.
Unfortunately,
I don't think they got the money, man.
you can't be giving Wilder 30 million and then Canelo 50 million along with Caleb Plant another 10 million guaranteed, and you can't even give Crawford and your darling, who's Earl Spence, no guarantee. Come on, man. Let's be real now.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to give these dudes some type of guarantee money, bro. I think that Crawford's a fighter who gets guarantees. Spence, the whole zero guarantee thing, B House Promotions. What would you do, right? Would you rather have the guarantee money and the pay-per-view at 40%, or just take the no guarantee and hope and pray that you get your money further down the line to 35%, bro? Come on, man. It's a no-brainer, bro. It's a no-brainer. He said this fight ain't happening. Errol's about to vacate those belts.
You don't think he fights Boots?
I think he's too prideful to vacate those belts. So
Yeah. I think
he's too
How
prideful.
do you think a fight with Boots goes, in your opinion, D Lucky?
Well,
What's good, D Lucky? I didn't even see it was you, bro. What's going on?
What's going on? Say with who? What fight with who?
Boots and Spence.
I mean, it's a competitive fight, man. I can't really say if I don't know if Boots is ready or not, but he got all the skills in the world. I think Spence is an easier matchup for Boots for sure.
Yeah, stylistically, I think he's an easier matchup.
Yeah, but I want to go up in there and beat him, because Spence is tough.
No doubt.
But you think of
if Ugas can hurt you,
doing in the background.
Hurt you.
I don't know. Boots live that life. Spence don't live that life. Look at
That's
that.
true.
As of lately, he has.
That plays a huge role.
As of lately,
how you
I would
live
say as of lately.
outside the ring determines how you gonna perform in your next fight. So if you sketchy on how you performing outside the ring, then when you get in the ring and you're trying to make weight, it's tougher. So going in there with a young dog like Jaron Ennis,
very risky.
Very risky.
That's super duper risky. Maybe back in the day before all this weird shit came out about Errol and all this crazy shit he out here doing and these weird ass car accidents, I might have been leaning more towards, Errol winning that fight based on the dog he is and that constant pressure.
No, but AC, he was always doing that stuff, though. He was always doing that stuff. He only just started taking it seriously for real. He was always drinking, and he even came out and said when he fought.
Yeah, he was always drinking. But what I'm saying is, some of the other extracurricular shit he's into outside of drinking. You could drink and still
affiliations and stuff like that.
Huh?
Are you talking about his affiliations, or?
I'm just talking about. I listen. Just Google a lot of this shit this dude is into and all this fuckboy shit this cat is into, and it just don't translate to you being that level of champion that you trying to portray you are, and that's probably why we getting all of this I don't knows, and then you get the accident. Now everybody talking real breezy. Oh, you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that, and all this other stupid shit. So at the end of the day, like I said, how you perform outside the ring makes a big difference on how you perform inside the ring. And
it shows.
life.
It shows in the fights, man.
Yeah.
Spence have and how sharp Bud is because of his discipline outside the ring, so it all shows. And that, like I said, I'm always going to trust a guy that's sharp year round or in shape year round than a guy that's up and down in weight all the time.
Yeah,
Facts.
same here.
Facts.
He looked a little bit chubby at that Frank Martin fight. I'm not even front.
Yeah, he did, bro. I saw the actual pictures.
Nah, but the
And he
edits,
looked chubby.
the edits are crazy though.
The edits are crazy, but I seen the real picture. The real, and he did look a little chubby, bro.
Look at some of the interviews, man. Just the live interviews, you can see that he got a little weight on him. So
yeah, you can see it all in his face, and sometimes sometimes you could look at a dude who puff up in the face like that and say, because I got a brother who's like that. When he drink, he swells up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It don't take a lot, but just a couple of months is just straight up drinking every week, and this dude get big.
Do y'all think Spence is still drinking as of since the accident?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I hope not. Let me just say
the weekend, Bud was getting his fist casted. A video dropped of him at the bowling alley with one of his close partners, and that dude, his whole face was red. He had the glaze. That dude looked drunk as hell up in that joint. He just I don't know. He just always looked drunk to me.
Spence?
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's his mannerism or I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
It's hard to tell at this point.
He's good at masking it if he is. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because he always has a slur when he talks. He's always talking in slow motion.
Yeah.
So you'll never know if he's drunk or not.
Certain things you have when a person drunk, there's certain tells that they have. Like I don't drink, so I'm around a lot of dudes that drink. I smoke 100 miles an hour. I smoke weed 100 miles an hour.
100 miles an hour.
You feel what I'm saying? So when I'm hanging out with my peeps and even my fam when they drink, some of them is real cool, but you can tell when they drunk because some people get funny. Some people just have a tendency of laughing, just like dudes who smoke. They but then when they smoke, they get real laid back and quiet and observant. So you could say, nah, I never seen him. I always seen him chill. Yeah, because the money was high. We were smoked out. So at the end of the day, when you see him and then when the cameras get on him and everything, you could tighten up a little bit. You can get accustomed to talking while you tipsy and shit like that and still making sense. But at the end of the day, you still gonna have those certain little tells, and it's this weird ass giggle he does that constantly be like, to me, that's a tell of a drunk dude. I ain't trying to put aspersions on homie or nothing like that. I want him to be 100%. I don't want to hear no excuses if he ever steps in the ring with Bud Crawford. Oh, I was still drinking and my liver fucked up. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I want you to be 100%. So when Bud Crawford put them hands on you, you ain't got no excuses, and all these weird ass niggas that be supporting your weird shit don't have nothing to say.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you guys this. Is the fight going to happen? Do you think as of right now, is this fight going to happen?
I'm not going to say if it is or not. I'm just still optimistic, man, because the fact that Spence did say that he don't know. So I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to say right now, bro, to be honest with you. It really is.
What about you, Boxing Nerd? What you think?
I don't think so, man.
What about you, AC?
The opportunity is closed, in my opinion.
I'm basically on the fence, although I'm pretty excited about what if it's actually true. Bootsy and I'm giving this dude 120 days after his next fight, and I just don't see him fight. There's just no reason for him to fight Keith Thurman. I
see Thurman as a tune-up.
Yeah,
I am out. People say, "Oh, Thurman is this good and that good." That's fine.
But it's a bad look if he goes 12 rounds with Thurman.
If y'all think Thurman is a tune-up,
not even that. No, I'm saying it because of this, right? I'm not saying it because Thurman is not a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it because of the fact that Bud's the guy that he's supposed to be fighting now, so he's fighting Thurman instead. So I feel like that's a preparation for a guy like Bud. He can say all day, like, because my thing is this: why not go straight to Bud?
Yeah.
What's your reason of going to fight Thurman? If this is somebody you never wanted to fight in the first place, so if you got Bud right there calling you out, speaking, I'm saying he wants you to spin the block, and you go and fight somebody you never said you wanted to fight. Well, years ago you wanted to fight him, but the last few years you said you would never fight him. So I don't really see a purpose of fighting this guy out other than you just trying to find a way to avoid Bud. You know,
that's what it's looking like.
I hope not, man. Because if he fight Thurman, I don't think the Bud fight gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. If he fights Thurman, the Crawford fight, you might as well forget about it.
Yeah, he's gonna move to 154, and we might get it at 154.
Because he said it multiple times. Like he's only had one more fight at welterweight,
and
it has to be for a belt, or he's not. He's moving up. He said it on multiple occasions.
I think he needs to start coming up off them belts.
Yeah, but I don't trust Earl. I don't trust what he says. So regardless if he say he's fighting one more fight, if you look at his history of what he says and what he does, it's always apples and oranges.
Let's take it with a grain of salt.
With or without him, you ain't did shit in November. I'm doing this. It's strap season. Yada yada yada.
And then you got to think about it. Derek James is right there in his corner, and he seems like he's not really.
He's even more nonchalant about
it.
Right.
Look at Bomac. Right?
They won't even look in the
camera.
Bomac
talking shit.
He
telling you that I got a fighter to beat your fighter ass. As a trainer, I mean, I get it too, though. You know, Derek James is a great trainer, right? But great trainers do also realize another fighter is better than his fighter. You know, so I really think Derek James is not really a good what's the word? Spokesman or
influence.
You know what I'm saying? For Spence, bro, I really don't. Bomac literally Bomac be talking shit because he know damn well Bud want to fight.
Him and Terrence Crawford are the same. That's where I think he got his mean streak from. He got it from Bomac. You can't tell me nothing, bro.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that's where he get it from.
I feel no, because like he's grown up. He grew like Bomac.
Hey, hold on, real quick, you guys. Go ahead, cook. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I feel like he grew with him because like he's been with Terrence since he was a kid.
Yeah,
so I feel like he got his mean streak from Bomac, no problem.
I believe he got an increase of it for sure.
Yeah,
I think that Bud was a bad kid growing up anyway.
Yeah, between
I think he more feeds off Terrence Crawford's energy, and he just hypes him up. You know what I'm saying? He stays
and then Bernie there too.
Yeah. He got a good team, in my opinion. People always talking about he should fight.
You got
the little Mexican dude that you know he probably cracking jokes when Bud hitting that back like, "Orale, vato! Orale!"
Nice.
Come on, vato! Hit that shit, man! Come on, man! Fuck that, man!
That's facts.
For real. So you know, you got all of these dudes just pulling that mean streak out of Bud, that finisher, like you know, like the greats had back in the day.
He's just a fighter, bro.
Yeah,
he's just a part of him, bro. And when you're a fighter, that mean streak gonna come out of you regardless. Like you want to beat, you know what I'm saying? It's a competitive thing. First you're a fighter, then you're competitive on top of it. You're gonna get mean. You get hit. You know what I'm saying? Like hell no, bro. We finna go.
What's crazy in that Avanesian fight? His technique looked a lot better than what I've seen in the past too.
Yeah, it did. It did. His technique was really good.
I never seen Crawford has nice punches and technique is good, but like his technique was crispy in this Avanesian fight. He looked big as hell too. I was just like, what?
He did look big, didn't he? He did look big.
Man, y'all need to stop the cap.
Sean T. What you got to say, Sean T? What you got to say, man?
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Listen, I'm sitting here, man. I'm like, I can't believe, man. This is sound like a love fest going on, man. What the fuck is going on, man? Are y'all serious, man?
Extremely.
Props for beating Avanesian.
Say what?
I see y'all giving them props for beating Avanesian.
Yeah, top 10 welterweight. That's what we're getting the props for.
It's how he beat him, bro.
After a year of layoff. You know what I'm saying? The fact he was off a year and still looked that sharp. Hey, I don't give a damn who you fight.
Errol gave him props. So you saying what you saying about Errol? If Errol said he always looked sharp for the same
and he
fight.
said it was a nasty KO too.
And you said it was nasty. So was that a love affair for Errol? Is Errol capping?
He gave him man. He said he looked good in the knockout. I didn't say, hey, listen, man.
He said
I
he
bought
always
the fight.
Looks good. Crawford always looks good.
Hey, listen, man. I bought the fight, but if we want to get technical, what did Crawford say a few months back? Did he or did he not say he only wanted 2 fights? He wanted Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo. Yes or no?
That's true.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he said if he doesn't get the Errol Spence fight, the only fight that he wanted was Jamel Charlo.
Maybe
did
because
say
he
that.
still thinks he can get the Errol Spence fight. That's why.
And
Why we
now I'm asking you yes or no. Is that what he said?
So let
That's
me
what
ask
he
you
said.
Is that what he said?
yes, but let's not forget the
Ain't no
gorilla.
but. Ain't no but. That's what he
BL,
said.
I didn't say a but. I said let's not forget the elephant in the room, which is BLK Prime, and came and said, listen, we got a $10 million fight for you. You're not fighting this year. You said you're only going to fight 2 fights. You're not. Neither one of the fights is happening this year because PBC ain't got their shit together. $10 million is on the table. You gonna walk away from that? I'm asking
Right.
you that, Sean.
But what I'm confused about is why is Errol Spence blocking the Jamel Charlo fight though? Why are you concerned about that though? If he can't make
What did he say? What did he say? What did he say to block it?
Offer.
What did he say?
The offer.
What did he say?
Go
No,
back.
hold on, man.
hold on,
You
hold
got
on,
2 or 3 people talking to me. What did Errol say as far as blocking Jamel Charlo fight?
If you don't
Right
get the
here.
fight with me, you're not getting the fight with
And Jamel, what do you
Hey,
think?
Okay, that's what he said. If he's not fighting me, he's not going to fight Jamel. Meaning he wants the fight.
If I can't fight him, he ain't fighting Jamel.
He said he guaranteed.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
You got to lose. Yeah.
That's not ridiculous. That's him saying, "Hey, how you gonna try to go around me when you're supposed to be fighting me and you're gonna try to fight Jamel?" That's not gonna happen.
You haven't really moved like you wanted to fight me for 5 years now, and I want to move up and fight someone else, and you have a problem.
Man,
with me now.
bro, you really can stop talking because see, you starting off with a bullshit narrative right now, talking about 5 years. We all know it hasn't been 5 years. But go ahead.
You talking about Crawford calling out Jamel or Spence?
Either one. Who has he been calling out for 5 years?
Are you confused, sir?
Well, I'll tell you like this. He came to the welterweight division June of 2018. That's 4 years ago, correct?
Was it? Yeah. He did come in there in June 18. Yeah, you're right. 4 years.
Okay, so we can kill that 5 year shit. Okay, as soon as he came in 2018, and let's say he was on the show with Max Kellerman. And hold on. Can I finish?
Let him cook.
Yeah. Okay, so he came in and he was on ESPN with Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. And when they brought up Errol Spence's name, what did he say? He said, man, to be the man, you have to beat the man. And he said, and Errol is not the man. He said Keith Thurman was the man. So that was 4 years ago. Correct?
Yeah, that's why he actually moved to.
He was calling his name in 2017
first, but Keith Thurman ducked. Keith Thurman told him to get a belt because Keith Thurman was unified. Keith Thurman had 2 belts. I'm telling you what Crawford said. Crawford said in 28. Hold on, bro.
We're talking about the past, man.
What I'm telling you is when he came to the welterweight division, both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford were both chasing Thurman and Pacquiao.
You're 100% right.
That's what I'm telling you.
And you're 100% right. But Bud Crawford specifically moved up to 147 to fight Keith Thurman for the unified fight, and then he wanted Errol Spence second. So Keith Thurman started acting funny, saying he don't know Bud Crawford, he ain't interested in no fight.
Right.
So then through the media, through the mainstream media, they started making an argument of Bud versus Spence, and then that shit just caught on like wildfire. I've been following Bud like that. I've been following Spence like that. And for a minute, I was liking Keith Thurman until he became a diva.
But see, you're saying the media was calling for it. What I'm trying to say is Terrence Crawford has not been calling out Errol Spence for 5 years. Like a lot of these guys try to spin that narrative.
That's why an exaggeration.
It's just how we talk. It's just how we talk. Just like people been saying.
So it wasn't 5 years. We can agree to that, right?
Yeah. It's just hyperbole.
Okay,
a bit of exaggeration. just between the conversation.
All
You know,
right,
just
all right.
throw shit in the game. We're not.
He's
Well,
been
We're,
I
trending
like
since he was
listen. I like going off the facts. I like going off the facts. So to add on to that, if any of you guys have Google, what you can do is you can Google a TMZ interview with Terrence Crawford. It was very quick, and it goes by this: if you Google Terrence Crawford swears to fight Spence, but in the future, that's what he says in that interview. What he says, and I quote, he says, "Hey,
what was the
he
time?
has some fights. I have some fights. That fight will happen in the future." That's what he said. So again, that was
But you're
2018. He
calling
was
out
not.
two instances
He was
over
not
4 years
chasing Errol
time.
Spence.
You're acting, but hold on, Sean. You're acting
Mhm.
like Bud never stepped to him during the Mikey Garcia before he fought Mikey Garcia, and that whole $1 million bet or $1.2 million bet
That happened.
between the two
That
of them.
happened.
But
That happened.
what you say, but you're talking like Bud has never challenged him over the 4 years, and it's clear Bud been challenging the dude when they're both free. If they both got fights lined up, I can't necessarily challenge you, because for a fighter like Bud, I'm only focused on a nigga in front of me. When I get past that, I'm gonna come see you. That's the way Bud thinks. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's fair, for the sake of speaking factually, as you said you will, you like to do, to negate certain information that's extremely relevant and factual to what you try, to the narrative you're trying to push. That's all I'm saying. So if we're gonna talk factual, let's bring in all the facts.
Yeah, let's do that. Come on.
So with all the facts, both Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, because the video's out there, and the video's out there of Errol Spence saying, if Bud Crawford get past Jeff Horn, we can make that fight for to be unified. He said it when he interviewed with
Show me
Sean.
that. Simply post that link, or let me know how to get to that, because I need to see that myself.
Hold up. I think
it's
I
on
got the
ESPN.
clip on my IG,
Yeah,
man.
pull that up. Pull that up. I want to hear this.
All right, let me debunk this all just now. I went on 78 Sports. He has interview proof of 2017 about Crawford saying Spence isn't the man at 147. It's Keith Thurman, and how he called him out after that. As soon as he gets to welterweight, it's over with. So that was 5 years ago. Debunked. So it's been 5 years.
What are you talking about? What was debunked? He called him out when? What are you talking about?
2017.
What were you talking about?
He went on First Take with Max Killer and Stephen A. Smith.
And he said that Spence was not the man, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what are you talking about? How's he gonna call him out if he said he's not the man? Keith Thurman is the man.
He gets that belt, and like I said, I want to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world. So when he does get that belt, we can make it happen in the future.
When?
That's what he said right there. Y'all heard it?
Yeah, I heard
when he does get that belt, we can make it happen in the future.
In the future, exactly.
But
I knew that. But hold on. But here's the deal. And Bushido knows that. I'm the one who pointed out that he said when he gets that.
My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He went out.
He dropped out. Yeah, man. I mean, however you want to slice this motherfucking pie, man, it's just the same shit, bro. Like, is the nigga gonna spin the block? That's all I want to know.
Right.
Without wrecking the truck.
You know
is he go spin the block, Sean T? That's the question, bro. I know you probably can hear us. Is Spence go spin the block? Because for years we've been hearing shit like this from their side.
Wouldn't be like an Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
No, that fight's not happening right now.
Okay. Like, what is that big roadblock? Because I feel that's what the fans really want to see.
No, what fans?
Boxing fans.
No, boxing fans want to see the best that are out there. But again, the fans are anointing those two as the best welterweights out there. They have to go out there and prove that.
Who?
I mean, come on, bro. This is what they've been saying, bro. This is what this was in 2019, right here. Like, it's been the same, like, oh well, you know, like for years now when it came to Crawford, bro. But Mikey Garcia, did he have to do anything? Did he have to jump through any hoops? Nah, bro.
Nope. They wasn't worried about what pay-per-view numbers Mikey Garcia was putting up for the percentage splits and shit like that.
They wasn't worried about none of that.
About Uga's pay-per-view. They wasn't worried about Danny Garcia's pay-per-view. They wasn't worried about nobody's pay-per-view, not even Sean Porter's pay-per-view. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody's pay-per-view made any difference on per splits or anything until it came to this. And then these dudes say, well, none of those guys was asking for 50-50. Well, show me the exact video where Terrence Crawford asked for 50-50 for this fight.
Bushido, I sent you the video link on my on your IG just now.
Hey, Pimp, they'll point back to what Bud says either 60-40 my way or 50-50 in no fight, but like I say, man, a lot of the shit Bud said came off the contradictions of what the fuck Earl Spence was saying, bro. And everybody always talk about Tim Bradley said the size of the streets. Bro, Earl Spence said that shit in 2018, bro. Tim Bradley followed that nigga August 26, 2019. So I ain't never in my life ever heard an active fighter tell another prime active fighter he on the wrong side of the street, fam. I never heard that shit in sports. Never. You know what I mean?
I never heard a unified, a champion.
Y'all can hear me?
I'll be right back.
Clean up my side of the street first. I never heard.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, G.
No, I was just saying I ain't never heard a fighter say, "Let me clean up my side of the street first." To a guy that's smaller than him that he claimed was too small, light in the ass.
Too light in the ass, yep.
Beat that light in the ass nigga ass then. Get him out the fucking way. He should be
if he's too small, take care of him then.
I just think I ain't gonna lie. I just think that too small shit is over with, bro.
It's cap now.
That shit over.
He's big. He's a big boy now. He grew into
that
the
shit
division.
over. That's his fault. Hey, Shanti, I hear you laughing, but you know it's true though, bro. You seen the last two fights, how big this nigga
man. I'm laughing because I can't even understand. Listen, man. Y'all try to muddy the waters with this bullshit, man. Y'all talking about purse splits and all this. But this shouldn't even be spoken about if my man said he agreed to everything. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, for this year.
Agree to everything, bro.
Not next year. For this year.
Did the contract say 2022 or 2023, huh?
Yeah, that's dead. Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, man, they say the same stuff over and over again, man.
And we give them the same comeback and they can't say nothing after that.
Yeah, like
but hold on. But what I'm saying is, if you say, listen, man, y'all need to knock it off with the shenanigans. If he said, I agree to everything
for this year,
the next thing to do is to sign the contract. So what are y'all talking about?
Did you watch his live? Can I ask you a question? Did you watch his live in totality, in its entirety? Did you?
I definitely watched that bullshit, but let's keep it rolling. What are you talking about?
But hold on.
He said, my bad.
Hold on. Did you watch the shit unbiasedly though?
I'm listening.
I'm asking, did you watch the shit unbiasedly though?
That makes the biggest
What are you talking about unbiasedly? What is there to be biased about? What are you talking about? What is that?
Did you listen to what he say? Because you know, it's a lot of people go, oh, that when the nigga was telling his story, niggas was in his comments before he even got the story out. Oh, he about to lie.
Yeah, yep. But
I'm asking you just as a fan, bro. Did you listen?
But okay, but you bringing that up for a reason. Why are you bringing that up?
Because
what's your point?
The point is, if you ain't listen to it unbiasedly, then it's confirmation bias.
What he
I'm
said
saying you brought up that IG part for what reason?
I just told you why I brought it up. If you listen to the shit unbiasedly and not with a side of, oh, the nigga ducking because y'all didn't get what y'all wanted, then you gonna feel that, okay, that's how you gonna feel because it's confirmation.
What did we want? Okay, hold on. So what did we want? All we wanted was to see the fight. So what else did we want?
Okay, we all want to see the fight. That's facts. But we just got to know that this ain't just a sport, it's a business, fam. So it's two sides to a business. And all we hearing is niggas getting one side of the story, and it's kind of easy to blame the nigga because he don't have nobody backing him. He backing himself.
I just want to ask Sean. just a business question since
Come
that
on
was
with it.
mentioned. Let me ask you this question. If
Let's do
Bud
it.
is not getting a guarantee and Bud
Mhm.
wants transparency on the money, right? Don't you think
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
he stated that Errol was nowhere to be found in the negotiation, don't you think it would
Mhm.
kind of be in Errol's best interest to have the same concerns? Because at the end of the day, if you're not getting a guarantee, he's not getting a guarantee, and then the money's sketchy, who to say Al's gonna give you everything you actually deserve when you're not getting everything you actually deserve for the numbers you pulling in on your pay-per-view? So I'm just asking you, do you think Errol and you guys who support Errol should be on the side of Bud looking for transparency when it comes down to this fight, since it's no guarantees? Oh,
So you're
shit.
asking me that? You asking me that?
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
Nah, go ahead. We waiting on your response, huh? Go ahead.
My response is this: neither one of them was getting guarantees. So what does that matter? You keep acting like Crawford is the only one who wasn't getting a guarantee.
I'd say
But hold on.
You didn't listen to the
But
question,
here's what the issue.
The question
Here's what the issue is, man.
Wow. You're just gonna ignore the question, not even listen to it.
You keep breaking up, bro. I can't hear you.
I think that's your phone, bro.
Yeah, I think that's
your
you.
phone.
I hear him just fine.
I think that's your phone.
You think it's my phone?
Yeah, because I can hear you fine, bro. We all can hear you fine.
All right, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna come right back in.
All
right.
But fellas, y'all can understand the question I'm asking him as an Errol Spence fan, right?
So you basically, like, I guess you basically saying like that if all this time we didn't been complaining about the fighter should be treated right, and as soon as a guy who feel like a deal ain't right, people get mad. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, because it falls on both fighters. Neither fighter is getting a guarantee. See, here's the thing that part of the argument that I kind of give pushback on when they say Terrence Crawford took no guarantee. Errol Spence also took no guarantee too. So when these Errol Spence fans are beefing about transparency, it's like, dude, are you not understanding? Your man isn't getting a guarantee neither. So Al could tell your man anything, just like he can tell Bud anything. And your man is a bit more trustworthy, which makes it more dangerous than what Bud is in. Your boy should be rocking with Bud to be like, yeah, Duke, show me what's up. I know a nigga like Jonah would do it.
I tell you this, AC. My bad, D-Luck. I'm gonna let you go. Just one second.
Very good.
I tell you this, bro. I mean, a pair of lips can say anything, and we know these niggas sketchy. Who's to say that Spence really wasn't getting no guarantee? But go ahead.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good one too. But that's the whole point. That's why I'm just like, yo, the dude said I'm not getting a guarantee, so I'm a believe him. You feel what I'm saying? So if you put out there you're not getting a guarantee, but why you not worried? If this dude is worried about his money, why you not worried about your money?
Hey, I just,
good
man,
question.
I
Good
say
question.
this though, but I say this though, bro. This is where the nigga contradicted himself at, because he said he was fine with what he was getting.
That's my point. How the fuck do you know what you getting?
AC.
Wow.
And then another thing is we didn't heard it for like what 3.5 months.
You cooking right now.
After the when they was in negotiation, all you heard was niggas say, "Hey, Earl Spence side done."
And he's satisfied. Yeah, that's what you heard. Yeah,
that's what you heard. That's all we heard. But yeah, somebody else could go though.
I don't think anybody needs to go after that.
I mean, that was good, bro. I mean, that's a good point. I never even thought of that one. Like, Spence don't really seem to be, he's not getting a no guarantee, but is he really not getting a no guarantee? You know what I'm saying? That's probably why Crawford wanted transparency, bro.
Exactly.
I find the words, the vocabulary from one side and the vocabulary just don't match up. If we both in the same boat, we both should be fighting, to keep the boat afloat.
Right.
Not for you ready to jump ship and tell me, nah, I'm good. and then I come to find out you got a fucking yacht to save you, and I'm on this little dinghy with no water, no nothing. You
Right.
got bitches, you got the yacht, you got champagne, you got caviar, all on your rescue ship, and I'm sitting out here in the middle of the ocean with nothing. Nah, money.
On a tugboat. Like,
I don't like the way you
With
talk.
holes
I don't
in
like
it.
the way One of y'all niggas is moving.
Yeah, nah.
Hey, that's a good point. Sean
Yeah.
T had to get up out of here from that one, bro. Where's Sean T at,
Yeah,
man?
you ran him out the street, bro.
Yeah,
he
because
read
these are real questions that even when I try to bring it up to other dudes in their lives that are real Errol Spence fanatics and shit like that, or Errolsexuals, these niggas want to just get all irate and start just asking me dumb shit. Well, why didn't Mikey Garcia and all that? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm asking you about Errol Spence's money.
You know what's crazy? As soon as he started saying, "Oh, I can't hear you, bro. Let me hop off this and come back." Where is he?
I'm here. I'll take his place. I've been listening to this garbage. I was getting a massage, so I couldn't partake. But now I'm done.
All right, so
loyal to the game boxing, man, is in the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer homeboy question. The one who thought his
drop the link again.
the one who thought his question wasn't answered about the negotiations for Earl and being worried like Bud. Earl said he was good with what was going on. He was showed what he was projected to make, and everything on his side was good. He hasn't had a problem with Al Heyman. He hasn't had any trust issues. That guy's got in his career. So why would he? What's the issue?
So the issue is, okay, let me try to explain a little math to you. If you go back and you look at what the numbers were that he generated and the money was that he generated for Ugas, and you look at what he was actually paid. If you look at his numbers and then you look at what he's actually paid compared to Bud as far as their
You can't compare the two. They have two different business setups. You can't compare the two.
No, yes you can. Yes you can, because it's
No, you can't.
Listen, I run businesses, bro, and I'm telling
So,
you,
what does that
everything that
mean?
goes in the bank, every one of your assets goes into your net worth. And
All right.
into your portfolio.
That has nothing to do with your net worth. Your net worth is.
Well, here's one of these other dumbasses who's gonna try to tell me.
So now you want to be disrespectful and personal.
Yes, because you're gonna say some
So
real
fuck you, nigga.
shit.
I mean,
Yeah, I was just about to
you were cutting him off
Doing
before he
good.
can even explain anything.
Come
Man,
on,
we getting personal.
let's keep it boxing.
For sure.
I do want to just interject really one thing because I understand there's a lot of people on the panel that are a pro Bud fan, and I think he is among the best in the world. But I want an honest answer here from everybody that can hear me. Why, after the last fight, when Bud was asked about Earl Spence, is he next? He did not answer a direct question, and all we've heard is interview after interview is my legacy is done. I'm being honest here. I just want to hear what you guys think. My legacy is done, with or without the Spence fight. I've cemented myself, so I'm good.
Can I answer this? Can I answer that?
One second. Just let me get a quick answer. So leading up to the Avanesian fight, he told y'all what the plan was. So that debunks all that shit. And then the next thing you asked is about his legacy. Everybody on this panel, even if you Spence fan, just keep it a buck. Is Crawford going to the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
He's already in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
Yes.
so that answers your question, fam. That answers your question. And the fact, that the man wants to fight Spence, it's just telling y'all everything. But go ahead, fellas.
Can I say something real quick? I'm lost.
Go ahead.
I'm lost on why those people keep asking that same jaded question, because bro just came out on Instagram and directly linked his statement to Spence. He said, if you still want to spin the block, I'm ready. So why are we even talking about this?
Right, that question doesn't.
Why is the question?
Avoid that question.
And at the
And he
fight,
jumped.
at the
Yeah.
end of the fight, he also said, I don't have to say anything else. I said everything I needed to say leading up to the fight. Y'all heard my live, so everybody knows who I want and what I want to do next.
Right.
So that's a direct answer, because he's been consistent on what he's been saying since since this Avenesian announcement.
And and how I feel about everything that went on last weekend, fam. I'm gonna just say this: them vague ass answers that nigga was giving me some vibes about he wanted to say a lot more than what he could have said.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
don't be surprised if it's some inside shit that's going on at the PBC. Because Adrian Broner done already exposed the shit, bro. And if niggas can say what they want
Adrian
about
Broner.
Yeah.
niggas can say
Adrian Broner.
hold on. Niggas can say what they want about AB, but let's be clear. AB was one of the first ones over there, if it wasn't besides Andre Berto. So let's keep it a buck. He knows.
Well,
bro.
let's hold on. Let's keep it a buck and just keep it real and say Adrian Broner fucked up his own career. What were you talking about the PBC?
I'm not saying that at all. But just think of this. Do you believe a nigga that's been around a nigga for so long, even though he fucked his own shit up, he knows him?
Right.
Like he showed him love on all his interviews. Hey, Al, my nigga, but you do business. You know what I mean? He telling you do business kind of fucked up.
Fellas,
Right.
Deontay
Hold on. He's asking a question. So let me ask you this.
Go ahead,
Was he was with the PBC?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Hold on. So he was complaining when he got his fight with Manny Pacquiao,
and he said he ain't received all his money. Come on with it. Yeah. And he said he didn't receive all his money.
Show me where he said that.
Hold on.
Show me where he said that while he was with the PBC. Show me that, because you just talking.
No, he posted it on Instagram.
Posted what?
Man, listen. Adrian
got paid.
Adrian Broner was a talented dude who wanted to be Floyd Mayweather. He fucked his career up because he didn't know how to manage his goddamn money. He was out here tricking off, gambling and fucking up. So hold on. So he mismanaged his own shit. That's all I'm saying. So a motherfucker who did that and now he's trying to get a bag with this bullshit ass streaming service, he's gonna say whatever he has to say to get some more money. What the fuck you talking about?
Why is it
man, that's a cop out, bro. Respectfully, that's a cop out.
Funds, bro. Yeah.
Listen, man, PBC just hooked that motherfucker up with a fight with Omar Figueroa. The motherfucker backed out of it. What are you talking about? Now he's trying to fight Ivan fucking Redcatch? What the fuck, man? What are we talking about?
Those opponents are not really that much different in stature.
I'm confused and full of questions.
All I was saying was Wilder is the one who's been exposing PBC, and if you look at how Wilder's been moving since he's been going with PBC, at the end of Wilder versus Hellenius, Wilder made the statement at his press conference. See, y'all got to understand, I don't have to do this shit forever. I don't have to do this ever again. And he also said, see, what's going on is, a lot of fan favorite fighters, a lot of fighters that doing wonderful pay-per-view numbers, they stuck in fucked up contracts to where they can't do things or move how they want to move. So this is why, we
listen, man. Hold on. Let me can I ask a quick question? Can I ask a very quick question? My man who just got through talking about Wilder, right?
AC.
Weren't you on another panel with me? Weren't you on another panel and you said that Clarissa Shields would beat Errol Spence? Yes or no?
I said that. I said,
all right, fuck it, it's over with.
I said, if you put them in what you call a fight simulator, just like they have all of these computer-generated fight simulators, and you take the information versus what Clarissa Shields done in her career versus what Errol Spence done in his career. Clarissa Shields in that fight simulator.
Look, it's cool, bro. It's cool.
Hey, Sean.
It's
Sean,
cool.
check this out. What's interesting is that this is the same guy who's questioning Al Heyman and saying Earl should question his money, but then he's going to Al Heyman representing guy Wilder, who he's confirming that this guy doesn't have to fight after boxing, but on the flip side, he said you should question Al Heyman though. Like, which one is it?
Quote about me, money?
Which one is it?
What are you trying to quote about me that you?
Which one? You just said. Listen, you just came on and said Oh well, Earl should be questioning because he not getting no guarantee.
I said Earl should have the same. He should have the same concerns because Al could tell him anything. And I said Wilder's been telling people that a lot of fighters are in fucked up contracts. I tend to think that Errol is in one of those fucked up contracts. If you look at the amount of money this dude generates for PBC versus the amount of money he gets to take home. So that's men lie, women lie. The money don't.
Then let me ask you this: if the PBC is so bogus, and y'all felt like they were trying to fuck Terrence Crawford over, why is Terrence Crawford so eager to go back and renegotiate with him?
Because
that's his only option.
How else is he gonna fight Errol?
What do you mean? Hold on.
What?
According to the Crawford fans, according to the Crawford fans, Crawford has other options, like he just did with the BLK move. You understand? So don't say now, all of a sudden, PBC is the only option that he has.
I just sent out a tweet saying, if you interested in spinning a block, I'm not interested. That just tells you I'm not interested in those other options. I'm interested in this punk motherfucker's ass.
But so, why? Why would you do that? Listen, bro. Hold on, man. You trying to do that puppet master shit? That shit ain't working here. Listen.
What puppet master? That's fucking reality.
What I'm saying is this, man. If PBC and Al Heyman is trying to dick Terrence Crawford around, why should he come back to the negotiations table? Because his Avenesian fight didn't prove shit. It didn't increase his value. So what is so different?
His value? $10 million decreases your value?
Man, you don't know what he got paid. Knock it off, man.
Then you gonna tell me he didn't get paid? $10 million.
12,000?
What I'm telling you is this. What the fuck? If you say that he sold 120,000, that bullshit fairy tale that y'all just made up, that still only adds up to fucking $5 million. Pay-per-view. Do the math. How in the fuck are they paying Crawford $10 million, Avenesian, whatever he's paid, the undercard, the venue, all the vendors and all this shit off $5 million?
Easy. The same way the Zone did it. You're gonna overpay when you launch in your inception. That's business.
Yeah. It's like money laundering. Your bags. It's stuff in your bags just so you can undercut the next nigga.
The money laundering play.
That's business 101, homie.
Eddie Hearn came out. Eddie Hearn said when we first started the Zone, we were deliberately overpaying fighters to get them on our side. That's what they do.
Man, look, man. All that shit was bullshit. That BLK Prime shit, it didn't enhance Crawford's motherfucking leverage. None of that shit. That's straight up. If anything, it showed that he doesn't have enough viewers to even come to the goddamn table. Straight up.
Check the James interview. Check the DJ interview.
Can I tell y'all something about an A side?
Is not today's price.
Can I tell y'all something about an A side? Can y'all name one A side in Anthony Joshua, Sugar Ray Leonard, Canelo Alvarez, or Floyd Mayweather that couldn't guarantee their opponent a purse? When has that ever happened with them? One time.
What are you talking about? All that shit. Y'all, listen, man. What are you talking about? If my man said I agree to everything, all that shit y'all talking about no guarantee, that shit doesn't mean anything. He agreed to that.
Man, the man talking about renegotiation. Why the hell we still talking about the old ass shit? We talking about going back. We talking about the future. What he just did. He just called out, told the man to spin the block.
Yeah.
At that point, we need to let all that other shit go, bro. It's just a repeat, bro.
Yeah.
It's just the argument is stupid, bro.
The purse split guarantee bullshit. Otherwise, I'm gonna say the motherfucker agreed to everything.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it's not like he didn't. He agreed to everything, but he wanted transparency. Yeah,
why are we talking about no guarantee? Why? Hold on. Listen, man. Why are we talking about no guarantees then? Why are y'all even talking about that? If you're talking about transparency,
because it applies to.
What you mean, bro?
Because what'll happen is we will say, hey, no guarantee. Then when I shoot that down, then you'll say transparency. When I shoot that down, then you say, hey, Bug needed the bag. Then we shoot
So
that
how
down.
did
Then he needed another
how,
fight
how,
before
how
the
how
end
did
of the
you shoot it
year.
down? How did
Come
you
on,
shoot it
man.
down, bro?
Y'all moving that
How did
goalpost all around the
you
goddamn
shoot it
field.
down?
Nobody moving the
What did you
goalposts.
shoot it down with, bro?
You said what?
What did you shoot it down with?
You just said go to the future, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what. But how do you move? How do you just move past
Because
everything and say
the
go to
guy's
the future?
obviously still trying to make the fight.
We can only be where we at in the present by what happened in the past, bro.
Exactly.
So how you
That's
just
what I'm
skip
trying to
over
go
that?
to.
So
I
how
just
you going? What I'm
responded to
saying,
something. My main thing is this, bro. Y'all see the man just
bro.
posted
What is he?
shit.
Okay, my man. What is he going into negotiations with? What's going to change?
We don't know what he got
already
planned. He
got
put
the
it. He
blueprint.
put
They
it
said
out there,
they
right?
sent
He
him
obviously got something
they
lined
sent
up.
him a revised contract right before they found out that he did the BLK Prime. You already got the foundation. You got Blue Blood saying that he's trying to work.
Shit.
Blue Blood and BLK Prime trying to work something out. So the fight is in negotiations. You got what Jaron Ennis just did. So if they don't fight, it's sad because everybody gonna know that Errol ducked it.
But it's not gonna be sad
This
because
just sounds crazy.
what's interesting
That's
is
crazy.
how you guys just glaze over the fact that this guy left the negotiations and fought somebody else, and then on top of that,
Well, how do you leave negotiations when
on
it's
top
not going to happen
of
until the
listen,
next
on top
year?
of that,
Right.
Adrian Broner with
Right.
his interview let the cat out the bag. Adrian Broner just said over there at PBC they want me to fight Goliath and get this type of purse, but I could go over here to BLK and pick whoever I want.
That's
And get 3
Adrian
times
Broner.
as
That's
much.
not.
No,
That's Adrian Broner.
three
Adrian
times
Broner
as
has
much.
a
it's Terrence
different
Crawford
deal
too.
than
Because
Terrence
what
Crawford.
it
Terrence
is
Crawford's
Terrence Crawford
deal
because
was
Terrence
one
Crawford,
fight.
what they did for Terrence Crawford's opponent, Abenesian, he was already set up to have a fight, and they paid his opponent step aside money. So
Who
they can get
else
it for
was
Terrence
calling?
Crawford.
Who else in one since Errol? Since let me ask you this question. Let me ask all you Spence fans this question.
Did what I just say, is that
Bud
true or
Crawford
not? I'll
been
answer your question.
since
What
Bud
I just
Crawford.
said, is that true or not? Is that true or not? Did they pay David Abenesian's opponent step aside? Was
I don't
David
know if they
Abenesian in
paid
the fight?
David
I don't know
Abenesian.
nothing
Maybe
about that.
No,
I
his
never heard
manager
that
didn't
one,
say
bro.
they paid
I
them
never
step
heard
aside
that one.
money. I heard what his
Yeah,
manager
but
said on the Fight Hype
he lined
interview.
up to fight somebody.
Yes, but they
Listen,
didn't pay him
Okay
no
then.
step
Okay
aside
then.
money though.
So
His manager never said that.
how does somebody say that the rules only apply for Adrian Broner to pick an opponent when David Abenesian had an actual fight lined up and they took him from that fight to line him up to fight Terrence Crawford?
because
When
they
this
put
guy is
him.
number 6
They
in the
put.
WBO.
What is your point?
They put a number in front of David Avenesian that he would have made more money fighting and had a chance to become champion over fighting a dude that's not champion and making less money.
That's what his
If you're
manager
a
said
fighter
on Fight
and you're
Hype.
a prize fighter, that's what the
same
fuck
guy,
you do.
But the same guy that you're
Wow, you're
but
not.
the same,
So
hold
you
on,
just
but the same guy that you
hold
guys are
on.
clamoring
Okay,
for
I'll hold
Joe
on.
Spence to fight and Jerome
We're just gonna glaze over the fact and tell me
but
to
the
hold on.
same guy that you guys glazed, you guys did the same glazing.
Who
the
has
same
been
guy
calling
that you're
out?
asking
Who
for
has
Joe
been
Spence
calling
to
out
fight
Bud
right
Crawford?
now in
Since
Jerome
Bud Crawford moved to
the same
147.
guy in Jerome
Name me
Buchanan
two fighters
did not
that
have an
have
opponent.
called out
He
Bud
did not
Crawford
have an
since
opponent.
Bud Crawford
He was
moved to
number 2 in the
147.
WBO. He did not have an opponent.
Yeah, but
He's
sir,
fighting a guy named Karen because he can't get anyone to fight him.
Yeah,
so
sir,
now
I
you
think-
got the guy who's number 1 pound for
Sir.
pound in the world.
Bro,
who
shut it
glazes
down.
over the number 2
You
guy in
rambling
his
now
own
because you're not
sanctioning
making
body,
any
where he's
sense.
the
You sound like
champion,
one of those
and
bots
then
right
they
now.
have a guy pay step aside money for someone who got walked down by Lamont Peterson back in 2017. But then you're going to turn around and say, hey, let's forget about all of that. We want to spin the block. Get the fuck out of here with that.
So you saying that Terrence Bud Crawford don't deserve the fight because he
I never
fought
said he don't
Avenesian?
deserve the fight. That never once came
But
out of my mouth.
that's the logic you
No,
push.
that's not the logic that I have. What
Then
I'm
shut
saying
that stupid
is,
shit down then.
No, that's what
Then
you're saying
shut that stupid shit down.
process stuff. I did
Shut
not say
all
that.
that stupid shit.
I did not say that. I did not say that. That's what you're saying. It's the narrative. What I'm saying is that if you're the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, which means you're the absolute best at what you do in the sport of boxing, why are you glazing
You
over
beefing about
guys
all of that?
number 2 in your sanctioning body and going
Well-
down to number 8?
Well, are you going to let anybody answer that, or are you just going to keep talking?
Go ahead.
Well, it's easy to answer that. The thing is, Paco Varicel, who was the president of the WBO, he said after Terrence Crawford defeated his last mandatory and Sean Porter, you get an 18 months grace period until you're mandated to fight your next mandatory. Terrence Crawford could have done what he doesn't have to fight Boots. He can pick voluntary up into his next mandatory. So he never had to fight Boots if he didn't want to.
Boots is not a mandatory, so that doesn't apply to Boots.
But you're not listening.
Boots is mandatory.
No, but you're not listening.
He's not going to listen to you, bro.
All I'm saying is that when you are the best at, listen, when you are the best at what you do, when you are a true competitor, like let's just say for a Kobe Bryant would not skip over playing LeBron James 1-on-1 to go fight the eighth or play the 8th best person on the ranking or the 6th best person.
Do you agree that Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound #1 when he was fighting? Did you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Did you know Mayweather was fighting dudes like Robert Guerrero, who never done nothing at welterweight, Victor Ortiz, who quit and been stopped before? Mayweather took soft touches as well as fighting top competition as well. All boxers do it. Why is the standard different when it comes to Bud? Roy Jones did it. Sugar Ray Leonard did it. They all had easy fights in between hard fights. Why does Bud just got to continuously keep fighting?
What continuous hard fights have Bud had?
Okay, I'll answer that.
Listen, man, all of Bud's fights were touch-ups. Fuck is they talking about, man?
Sean Porter was a top 3 welterweight when Terrence Crawford beat him.
Was not no top 3 welterweight.
Yes, he was. He was a top 3 welterweight.
Bro. There's 4 belts and he didn't even have one. How's he a top 3 welterweight?
No, Sean Porter.
Is it Terrence Crawford? You say so. It's Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, and then Sean Porter was number 3 as a welterweight when they fought. That's what you're saying.
First of all, you don't. The champions are separated from the contenders. You do understand that, right? They don't never count the champions collectively with the contenders ever. So I don't know what you're talking about there. But Sean Porter was a top 3 welterweight when Terrence Crawford beat him. Just go back and pull the stats up.
Bro, he fought Earl Spencer, lost, and then he fought for Miller.
Yeah, exactly.
And was inactive. So he's a top 3 welterweight.
But the question I've been asking and still haven't been answered. Who has been calling out Bud Crawford since Bud Crawford moved up to 147? Give me 2 fighters that called him out.
No one's called out Terrence.
So then how do you expect anyone to jump in the line to want to fight him?
In the last 2 years that called out Terrence Crawford was Jerron Boots Ennis. Otherwise, no one else has called him out.
Yeah, but I'm from Philly, bro, and Boots
did.
Ortiz didn't call him out. He tucked his tail after the Hooker fight. He never called him out.
Yeah, Boots capping though, because why Boots? First of all, it's two things. Hopefully, the WBO makes Boots Crawford's mandatory, so we can just stop with all this. But and this is true. Boots is contractually obligated on Showtime. He could never go to BLK and get that fight. BLK are the ones that put the bread up, bro. So Crawford's supposed to work away from a $10 million payday and go fight him on Showtime, and they couldn't even give him a.
Yo, guys, Boots is the greatest of all time. Let's be real.
That's the thing, bro. That's a
no
short
one's
notice
saying
fight,
that Terrence
bro.
Crawford should walk away from $10 million.
Yeah, but Boots is the greatest of all time. Let's be honest.
But what we're saying is Terrence Crawford, according to y'all, for the last 5 years, was chasing Earl Spence. He wanted Earl Spence so bad.
I debunked that bullshit though. But go ahead, bro.
I know you did, but I'm just saying what they've been saying, right?
Yeah.
So now that he has the chance to fight him, right? Then he just goes to fight David Avenesian. But
he didn't just go and fight David Avenesian. The fight's not happening
you guys just correct me if I'm wrong.
On the block and fucking crashed the truck.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's out even longer. What the fuck are you talking about?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I'm trying to correct you because you're wrong.
You guys are the same guys, allegedly over the last 5 years, who had a problem with Earl Spence doing things in terms of business, right? You guys, when we brought up that Al Heyman and Bob Arum had issues and it was business and sides of the street do the business, you guys had a problem with that. But now when Terrence Crawford decides to go cross the street to be okay, it's business.
You came to them first, though, right?
Can I say something real fast?
The rules have to be the rules for everybody, not just one
Nah, bro, you ain't even.
Can I say something real fast? Can I say something real fast? I'm gonna say this real quickly. What I think we're forgetting is Terrence Crawford. According to Terrence Crawford himself, He said when he got a revised version, it was for next year. He said that he told Al Heyman and Spence that he was fighting this year with them or without them. So once he got the contract for next year, then he said, I'll let y'all know I was fighting already. I'm going to go fight like I said. How did he duck if he already informed them according to himself?
Well, here's the thing. If you're sitting there negotiating with someone for months and months and months, and it's only you who has a problem with the offer, so they have to keep delaying it to satisfy what you like. No, I'm just saying. So did Errol Spence say that he was okay with what he was being offered?
But you have no clue on what's going on with Paramount.
That's just a yes or no question.
No,
Did
you
Errol
have no
Spence-
clue on what's going on with Paramount.
Did
What
Errol
Paramount
Spence
is
say
cutting
that
the
he was
budget.
okay? Did
Paramount
Errol
put a
Spence
freeze
say
on
that
the
he was
budget.
okay with what he was being offered in the Crawford negotiations? Did Errol Spence say he was okay with it?
Yes.
Okay, so there's only two fighters. So did Terrence Crawford say that he was okay with it?
Yes.
No, he did not. He did not say he was okay with it.
No, he
was even
didn't.
coming out
No,
in
he
social
didn't.
media stating that they don't want to give me a guarantee. All these other things. He's the one who had a problem with what was being offered.
Do you know what he said in the ESPN interview? He on the article, he said, I agreed to all they bullshit, but they kept extending the date. So now I'm fighting somebody that want to fight me.
Listen, when was this? This was what, a month? This was a month before November. Let's not act like and Bushido can back this up.
Bro, stop talking
Is that
for a second.
2020? Is that 2022 or 2023?
They were going to fight in 2020.
I know they were going to fight in 2023.
So what are you talking about? A blood fought this year for a fight that's not going to happen next year. How did you walk away from that?
How can you fight? I'm not saying that Terrence Crawford. I'm not blaming Terrence Crawford for walking away and getting his money. I can't. That man got a family to feed. I can't tell a man what to do if $10 million is put in front of his face, because I couldn't say I would walk away from that. As no one's knocking Terrence Crawford for taking or feeding his family. What I'm stating is that
No, they are. They are actually.
I'm not doing that. So Terrence,
you are though.
No, I'm not. I said
yes,
the man,
no, he's not. No, he's not.
No, what you guys are doing is trying to say, well, the fight was supposed to be in 2023. Well, the fight was only going to be in 2023 because they've been negotiating for a while, and Terrence Crawford had a problem with with what he was being offered. Therefore, they need time. This is the biggest fight in boxing. So
Crawford didn't say that though. Crawford never said that.
I got a question. Is Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, is that the biggest fight or the biggest fight or one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing?
No, not according to
Terrence
Vice.
Crawford. So you're telling me that this channel and all the other channels that are arguing for the last couple years, this is not, if not the biggest fight and the most anticipated fight in the sport of boxing.
Let me tell you why it's not.
It
Tim
definitely
Smith.
is.
Oh
Tim
my
Smith.
God, bro, you're not
no, hear me out. Hear me out. Tim Smith, the vice president of PBC, he said we don't want to offer and back in January of this year, we don't want to make Terrence Crawford an offer that's going to assault the guy because the fans are not going to buy the fight. They are going to stream it. That's what he said.
Yes. Which goes, and I don't want to go way far down that rabbit hole, which goes to why these guys weren't getting a guarantee, because they were basically fighting on commission to see what would sell, and they would all get a cut. So that backs up that theory. Now, what I'm saying in terms of perception, even if the fight is being streamed, the night that fight goes down, it's going to be one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing. It's the first undisputed 4-belt undisputed boxing match in the welterweight division. We all know it's one of the biggest fights in boxing. So if Terrence Crawford was not able to agree to the terms, and it's up to him, he has to agree to the terms. It's his business, it's not ours. But if all the way in November he hasn't agreed to the terms, how on God's green earth can they promote the biggest fight in the sport of boxing in a month? How can they do that? They have to go on they got to go on a multi-city tour. They have to promote the fight, and you guys should want that to happen, because by them marketing the fight that way, that is how Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are going to get paid the most money. You're not going to slam these guys in there in a couple days. or in
I never heard.
in 2 weeks.
Hey, hold on. Let me read the super chat. Salute to D Lucky for the super chat. He says, y'all aerosexuals will never be happy. Bud has called Spence out, and y'all still talking down on that like you guys don't want the fight to happen. Y'all need to be getting at Spence. He tripping.
Word.
Appreciate the super chat, D.
All I'm saying is, first of all, I never heard one of the biggest fights in boxing not guaranteed, not demanding a guarantee ever. Every big fight, fighters get guarantees, bro.
That's not true.
And they're not even arguing that
That's
shit,
not
bro.
even true. That's not true.
That's the
Eddie
sad
Hearn,
part, bro.
Eddie
Y'all
Hearn,
don't even look
and
at
I'll prove
that.
it to you.
That's a big deal, bro.
I'll prove
Yeah,
it
it
to you.
is.
Eddie Hearn just came out. Eddie Hearn that came out right after that was announced and stated that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, which is a way bigger fight than Errol Spence in terms of monetary because it's heavyweight, they were not getting a guarantee. That's exactly what he said.
That fight was not going to happen. That was some bullshit.
So
How you
basically,
gonna negotiate a fight when you going to
so
the wild?
Bro,
you don't believe Anthony. You don't believe who's running Matchroom in the Zone for boxing.
No, but
about an in-house fight.
Every time Anthony Joshua fight, the state commission, athletic commission, always reports his opponents getting guarantees. We knew how much Joseph Parker got. We know how much Dillian White got. We knew how much what's that other guy? Everybody, Usyk, how much Usyk was getting. They were getting. We knew how much they were trying to give Deontay Wilder when they were negotiating publicly. Every time they were giving him a guarantee. Maybe not none of the pay-per-view upside.
Listen, the two fighters agreed to no guarantee because they know the fight was going to be huge.
But you're talking about a mythical fight that never happened. I'm talking about fights that actually take place.
Hold on. I got a question for you. Did Tyson Fury have to go to court? Did Tyson Fury have to go to court against Deontay Wilder for the third fight about a rematch, which had a guaranteed purse? Did they have to go to court for that? For the third fight?
Yes.
Okay. So, and what was the fight that they were trying to get to fight in to not fight Deontay Wilder? What fight was Tyson Fury
Anthony
not
Joshua.
trying to fight in? Okay,
Anthony
so
Joshua.
basically, what we're showing and proving here is that Tyson Fury was trying to get out of a fight with a multi-million-dollar guarantee to fight Anthony Joshua, which had no guarantee. And you know why? Because when you get a guarantee, that's because a promoter, and even Bob Arum said this, your promoter gives you a guarantee. After they get the funds from the network and who's funding the fight, they, as your boss, gives the fighter a guarantee. That's how you get the guarantee. It comes from your promoter. So why have a promoter give you the guarantee, right? When Terrence Buff Crawford, for the first time in his career, didn't need a promoter. It was doing everything under Terrence TBC, the company TBC. He would get that lump sum. He gives himself a guarantee.
So with Anthony Joshua, speaking of Anthony Joshua, he signed a 6-year, $100 million deal with the Zone. So for Eddie Hearn,
money per fight.
Yeah, so for Eddie Hearn to come out and say there wasn't no guarantee, he get a guarantee just for signing with the Zone, period. So I don't know what Eddie's talking about. He still would have got a guarantee just for his signature with the Zone.
So basically, you have more of Eddie Hearn's contract negotiations and contract details with Anthony Joshua than he has.
No, but what I'm saying is public record. No, what I'm saying is no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is public record reported that Anthony Joshua signed $100 million 6-year deal. So he's going to get money, period, for fighting on the Zone.
When did he sign that 6-year deal? Because I'm pretty sure he's been
after he left Sky Sports.
I'm pretty sure he's been with Eddie Hearn more than 6 years.
After he left Sky Sports.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's been with Eddie Hearn more than 6 years.
Yeah, and when he was with Sky Sports was paying him a guarantee for staying on Sky Sports.
He signed in New York. He signed that when he signed in New York. That was what?
All I'm saying is James is even on record. James Toney and Roy Jones Jr. fought with no guarantee. That's on record. Go check it out. It's
well, how about we go somewhere where they will get a guarantee?
It's on record.
BOK Prime.
That's all that matters, man. At that point, you just got to go find somebody that's gonna pay you, man.
Yeah, basically, I don't even care about this fight no more, man.
Bro, PBC ain't trying to make that fight happen.
Yeah, PBC never wanted it, bro. And according to Bomac, and that's Terrence Crawford's manager, he said on Fight Hub He said that Marcos Villegas said, have you ever heard about, a fighter not getting a guarantee? He's Bud Crawford's manager. He said, man, no. He said, I ain't never heard of that. He said, I think that just was a tactic for them to use to try to make Bud lose or something. And he's Bud's manager, bro. So it's like they get guarantees, generally speaking.
Bushido, did you not do a show?
They got people to pay too, man.
Bushido, did you not do a show about them offering him a $14 million guarantee for 3 fights? He was offered a guarantee. He didn't like the guarantee.
That was a rumor.
Crawford denied that. Crawford denied that to Brian Custer, sir.
Listen, he was offered a guarantee, and it's what Tim Smith said.
That was a
if
rumor.
they offered him a guarantee, it would be insulting because they're gonna give you your guarantee.
Well, they never offered him a guarantee.
All right, can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? Brian Custer asked Terrence Crawford the same question you just asked. He said, we heard that you were offered a 3-fight deal engagement contractually. Terrence Crawford exact response was, what? He said, who told you that? We were just negotiating for the Spence fight. That never was true out of Crawford's own mouth, sir.
We heard a lot of things out of Crawford's mouth that wasn't true.
Okay.
Who says it to be true, false though? Who says it to be false though?
To talk to these guys, man.
Some of these conversations.
No, but we have heard a lot of things out of his mouth that's not true.
They just be like,
who says it's not true though?
All I'm saying is that Terrence Crawford has a history of changing up his story for things to look in his favor.
All right, so Spence ain't changing his up right now.
They both.
Rap season about to be over with.
Listen. Nobody wants to look bad. Nobody wants to look bad. But the fact is, everyone knows if you go to PBC, if you go to try to get a fight with PBC, everyone knows that PBC is trying to lock you up for multi-fight deal.
What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir?
Can I ask you this question?
It's ESPN as well, because if you look at what happened with Devin Haney, when Devin Haney wanted to go get that undisputed belt, he had decided multi-fight deal. That's just the rules of boxing.
Canelo didn't have to when he fought Caleb what's his name?
Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant. He didn't have to.
Yeah, because Canelo garners huge. He's the biggest money maker in the sport. So it's a privilege to work with him. Devin Haney has low numbers. He doesn't have high viewership, so he
Crawford
can't dictate
does.
no terms. And
Crawford
doesn't have high viewership.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Can I tell you how? 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 The reason why he has high viewership. Everybody say, well, everybody gets high ratings on ESPN. No, they don't. When you look at Shakur Stevenson when he fought Valdez, he got a little over 1 million. When you look at Devin Haney when he fought George Kambosos, he got a little bit over 1 million. Terrence Crawford from after the Jose Benavidez fight until he left ESPN was getting 2.5 million views every time he fought. He does get high views, sir. Maybe not pay-per-views, but
I have a question. Is Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fighting on network or cable TV, or are they fighting on pay-per-view?
What now? They'll be fighting on pay-per-view.
If they fight, are they fighting on network, cable, or network TV, or are they going to be fighting on pay-per-view?
Network TV pay-per-view.
All right. So the only thing that we have to compare when it comes to Terrence Crawford's viewership is going to be in the category of what he's going to be fighting in, which is pay-per-view. So he does not have high viewership when it comes to pay-per-view. Canelo does not fight on ESPN or free TV. He fights on pay-per-view. So my point is Canelo can go ahead and do that because anywhere Canelo goes, he's going to generate a massive amount of money for the network. Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford are not going to do that.
You think Spence will get 120,000 pay-per-view buys fighting Ebenezer?
I don't know.
Man, Crawford ain't get that. What are you talking about?
I mean, I don't know.
I ain't saying he did or didn't, right? But my thing is this, right? A lot of the numbers that Spence got was because of the matchmaking.
Yeah, he was fighting other names. He was fighting other names.
He wasn't
like who? Like who? Like who? What other names was he fighting?
Mikey Garber. I'm gonna tell you. First of all, Spence numbers have been declining since. Spence numbers have been declining since the Mikey Garcia fight. That was his first time doing 3+. Then he fought Sean Porter, and then those numbers are conflicting because it said anywhere from 240 to 3. Then he fought Danny Garcia, which was like 230. Then he fought Ugas. His numbers have been declining. He's not a pay-per-view star.
All right, so let's go over this, right? So his first fight against Mikey Garcia, he did 360,000. Does anybody know what Floyd Mayweather's first pay-per-view numbers were
Like
against
325?
Turgati?
Was it 325?
Exactly. So it takes for you to get that big fight, like the fight against Terrence Crawford, like Floyd did with Oscar De La Hoya, to catapult your numbers from those threes to being a big pay-per-view star. Now, the second thing is we're in an era of streaming where more people are streaming more than ever, right? So you look at Mikey Garcia, then you go to Sean Porter. It was reported, the numbers for Sean Porter was reported 350. Wasn't 240 to 300. We go pull it up on Google. It was
Yeah, go
reported
pull
at
it up, please.
350.
I'm gonna
It
pull
was
it up.
reported
Hold
at 350. Sean Porter, the fight before he fought Terrence Crawford, fought Udanis Ugas in an empty arena in the same state of California, where Spence said he couldn't sell out a family dinner.
on.
Right? They did 350 together in Cali, not in Vegas, but in Cali. All right. You want it? Then he was in an accident, and then he fought during the pandemic against Danny
I
Garcia.
think the accident accumulated some of them numbers too, man. People want to see him back in the ring.
They said he sold 240 against Danny, like 240.
250, whatever. 240. It was 240. All right. So 240 against Danny Garcia. All right. And then Ugas, even Manny Pacquiao, who is one of the biggest stars in all of the history of boxing, did poor numbers with Ugas.
Yes.
Right.
Pay-per-view is not what it was.
Yo, Bushido. Hold on, guys. Bushido, go to Terrence's Twitter. He went off just now.
Oh shit. Hold up. Let me go on there. Let me see what Boyd said while we
most
live.
action for Earl Spence's ad is on.
But they're gonna try to find something negative about that too.
That's what he didn't
even
talk
if it's
about.
pro making, even if it's pro
Hey, my
making
man,
the fight happen, bro.
I
They
don't
can be
even
pro
want to
making
be
the
a.
fight happen, and they're still gonna find something negative.
I don't even want to be an accountant no more. Can I ask you a boxing related question?
Sure.
What makes you think stylistically Spence stands a chance against Bud in the ring?
Multiple things.
Hey, let me get that one after you, Loyal.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Number one.
Didn't I just ask about
Hey,
this?
hold on,
Hold on.
real quick. This is what Crawford just said on Twitter an hour ago. He said, "Oh, at Twin Charlo, I see why you had your pom poms on so heavy. At Errol Spence is your daddy, so it makes sense now. You should have just said that, man. My bad, EJ, for talking to your son like that. Let's keep it on you. I'll just take you to the fresh fry after I fillet you. Wow,
Bushido. Did I not just ask about this? I swear I just asked about this.
Just cloud chasing, man.
Yeah,
Bushido, did I not just ask about this?
They're in the same weight class.
Cloud chasing.
They're in the same weight class, bro. They're the two top fighters. Why? How? I can see if it was somebody from a lower division or a higher division saying
cloud chasing.
Come on, bro. They're in the same weight class. How the hell you cloud chasing?
You want me to answer your boxing question?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there's multiple reasons. The first reason is because Terrence Crawford does struggle with people who have good jabs. Number one, right? We saw it with Kell Brook. We see it. He has an issue with people with good jabs. Number
Crawford
two.
and Jamel, what do you think? What happens if
Number two?
Hold on.
I think he's trying to play the
No. You good.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Number two, durability. Right? We all know Terrence Crawford starts off slow. He downloads whatever we want to call it. He downloads information. He tries to get your timing down, and he picks it up around rounds 4 to 5. Errol Spence starts off fast. You're gonna have to fight all 3 minutes, first, second, third, fourth round. So I've seen from Terrence Crawford, from a good jab, from Kell Brook, damage to his eye. We already know what Errol Spence does to every one eye. Number one. Number two, I know that Terrence Crawford is a little bit chinny.
Hold on, let me see.
Hey, bro, what you getting at with this shit, bro? You just talking, bro.
No, let him go.
He asked him a question. He answered it.
I'm answering it because it's not what you like. Don't mean that.
No, that's not me. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I feel that this fight is gonna come down to two things. It's gonna come down to durability, because these guys do not like each other, and when Errol Spence, he's an active fighter who's gonna hit you, and we all know that Bud, he's gonna want to fight you once he gets hit. So it's gonna come down to who has the best chin. Number one, who can take the most punishment. Number two, and if Errol Spence because we do know Errol Spence does get hit in between punches, and Bud has good timing. If Errol Spence does not get hurt by Terrence Bud Crawford, Terrence Bud Crawford is going to get beat up. If Terrence Crawford can hurt Errol Spence with timing and a clean punch, then Errol Spence is going to have a problem. That's how I see the fight. But based on the durability and me looking at both of these guys' durability and chins, I would favor Errol Spence because I know this is going to be a dogfight.
Well, I'm all about who can get to the chin first, and I guarantee you, Spence ain't taking Bud.
Well,
shit.
Bud always gets
Right.
hit in the chin first. He got hit in the chin first by Avedisian. In the first round, he started off orthodox. He got clocked.
He ate that shit.
Yeah, no
He
doubt.
ate it. He ate
No
it. And
doubt.
Aberreason a puncher too. He ate it.
He ate that shit. And
Can I give some?
He was
Where's
big that
his
last
chin
fight
stuff?
too. Y'all
Can I give some pushback now? Can I give a little pushback?
Can't get clipped in boxing. Y'all must never. Y'all never sparred before. Got hit before.
Yeah, you get hit, but can I give a little pushback? So you mentioned jabs, right? Terrence Crawford, man, he is a strategic operator in that ring. So when he had a problem in the first 2 rounds with Cal Brooks' jab, once he went southpaw, his jab was done. He couldn't even use it. Then he also had a problem with Kavalauskas. Kavalauskas was out jabbing him in the first and second round. Then Crawford figured it out, and he started using his jab from the southpaw to offset his jab. So my point is, he struggles with jabbers, yes, but then he figures it out and starts to out jab them. Secondly, the reason why I don't think Errol Spence stands a chance in the fight outside of a puncher's chance, because Errol Spence, he struggles with getting his head off the line. Every time he throws a hard punch, his head is always stuck in the center. That's why Ugas was able to hurt him, because he does not have no head movement and his balance is terrible. Secondly, he's never fought a person with longer reach in the foot movement. All that cutting the ring off doesn't work with dudes with educated feet. And Bud can punch off angles with shots you don't see. So I'm going to go with Bud if they do fight to stop him, because he has 10 consecutive stoppages and 6 consecutive stoppages at welterweight. I personally don't think Spence stands a chance, in my humble opinion.
I can respect your opinion because it's an opinion. I can respect it. I don't
Spoken like a true casual. Spoken like a true casual.
One thing I just want to just state about what you said about the jab, which is why I think Terrence Crawford is going to have a problem with his jab, because what Terrence Crawford did to Avedisian, what Terrence Crawford did to Kell Brook, was go into the southpaw stance to negate their jab by the angle. When he does that, it's not going to work against Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is a southpaw. That angle is
natural southpaw.
He's a natural.
Exactly.
The angle of the southpaw takes away the orthodox person's jab. Errol Spence is not an orthodox fighter. Number one. Number two. Terrence Crawford shows deficiencies, and we've seen it in orthodox. So for him to take away Errol Spence's jab, technically he needs to be in the orthodox stance from an angles position. And this guy has shown over his last couple of fights that he has defensive deficiencies as an orthodox fighter. He's shown it. There's proof to that.
Okay, can I say this? Let's look at Victor Postal, for example. People can say whatever they want about Victor Postal. He was a champion that stopped Lucas Matisse, and that same Lucas Matisse was the first person to stop Lamont Peterson before he fought Spence, who Spence got a lot of praise for beating. Now, Victor Postal had one of the best jabs in boxing at the time he fought Terrence Crawford. The way you take away a good jab is with lateral movement and angles. Victor Postal never was able to get his jab off because he gave him movement. The reason why Spence's jab is not going to be that effective, in my opinion, against Terrence Crawford, first of all, Terrence Crawford has quicker feet to offset the jab. Secondly, Terrence Crawford has far longer reach. If you ever look at when Terrence Crawford fight dudes, he always use his lead hand to fence. And what I'm saying is, he will be fencing Errol Spence and throwing him off guard by touching him and moving around it. Spence has to be planted to punch. So in my opinion, that jab won't work, because we've seen Crawford fight dudes with educated jabs, and he always takes their jabs away. Sean Porter had one of the highest percentage of landing his jab in a welterweight division, and it was non-existent against Bud. So Bud knows how to take jabs away.
Well, no, actually, Sean Porter's jab negated a lot of Bud's offense. If you can remember, through rounds 1 through 5, Terrence Crawford had landed a CompuBox low of only 20 punches. Sean Porter's jab helped him tremendously against Terrence Crawford. When Sean Porter got into trouble is when he started putting his head down and lunging and coming forward. And we all know Bud, in terms of like his timing and being able to fight off the back foot, that was all she wrote for Sean Porter. But in terms, and that's again, in terms of Sean Porter's jab nullified a lot of Terrence Crawford's offense. He had very low punch output against Sean Porter.
I watched. I watched
he also
that fight.
stopped
Right?
Sean.
No, he did. I'm not saying that he
No
did it.
output,
What
but
I'm
you
just
stopped
talking
him.
about the jab.
Yeah.
All I'm
You know-
saying is that a good jab also offsets Terrence Crawford's
Okay,
offense.
I
It's just what
watched
it
that
is.
fight. I watched that fight like 20 times, literally. I got the pay-per-view. Bro, Sean Porter never consistently. First of all, if you look at the numbers, they compare the numbers between Crawford and Spence. Porter landed half the shots on Crawford that he landed on Spence. That's one thing.
Yep.
Second, and that's according to Combi Box numbers. Secondly, Terrence Crawford throws like in the first round average of 20 shots. So his punch count's always low in the beginning anyway. You said it yourself. He heats up in the 4th or 5th round. But anybody on the panel that saw that fight, did they ever see Terrence Crawford flustered by Sean Porter jab in any instance in the fight? I didn't see it. Anybody else that saw it?
It's not about flustering somebody.
I didn't even see Terrence Crawford didn't even look hurt. He didn't have no bruises. He wasn't swollen, unlike Errol was.
Yeah, they
Errol
fought,
had to hide from
two different fights though. Terrence Crawford fought a completely different fight than Errol Spence. He didn't go to Sean Porter and go meet Sean Porter. He does what he does, and that's all good. No one's knocking that, but it's hard. Listen, it's hard for you to have a whole bunch of damage on your face if you've only if
But
the,
you saying
the
he
way
was
you're fighting.
his jab, you said his jab nullified everything, so that means
No, I didn't say it nullified everything. What I said was his jab offset a lot of his offense.
okay. So if his
It
jab
didn't though. It really didn't.
and frequently, so that means the face or the body takes damage.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he didn't look like he took any damage.
I know he didn't take damage because Bud moves around great, and for a guy, and I said he was gonna knock Sean Porter out because Sean Porter fights very similar to Felix Diaz, and guys with little short arms that's gonna be hopping there,
Can I ask you this one question?
jumping in there.
Kind of
Bud
hurt him with the
Crawford.
same punch.
He's
Can
gonna
I ask you this one
keep him at
question?
the end of that long ass reach and pick them off when they jump in.
When people describe Errol Spence, do they not describe Errol Spence as you know what he's going to do, you know what he's going to bring to the table? He's going to do this, he's going to do that, right?
Right.
So if you know that about a fighter, and you just said you knew this about Sean Porter, and Bud Crawford stopped Sean Porter, what makes you think that if you know what a fighter's going to do, the fighter doesn't change, doesn't show you any different looks, that fighter's going to beat the guy who has?
Can I answer that?
Hey, hold on.
Can I answer that? Lord,
Super chat real quick. Let me
Style make fights, my man. If you got a simple
Hey.
style, you cannot
Let him read the super chat.
He gotta read the super chats, bro. He gotta read the super chat.
Salute to Don Vaughn for the super chat. He said, salute. We all know Bud was holding back on Porter. Stop the cap.
all day.
He was holding back. He was in a professional fight. He was holding
Okay,
back.
wait. Can I tell y'all why I think that's true real quick? Let me tell you why I think it's true real quick. They literally told Bud in the 10th round, yo, you're down. Seconds later, he stopped him. Literally.
He was like, I
What
can't.
the hell does that mean?
That makes sense.
Like Michael Jordan shit. Like,
You see it in his mouth. You see it in his mouth movement when he said, "What? I'm down," and then you see him say, "Okay."
Well, here's the thing, man. To what my man just said about what Spence is gonna do. According to Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Ugas, and a bunch of other people, they all said they knew what Earl was gonna do. They all saw something, and none of them capitalized. They all got their asses whooped.
But they're flat-footed fighters, though. Bud not flat-footed.
Spence is counterpunching and footwork.
And Mikey also got Bud beaten.
So I don't give a shit about what
counterpunching and footwork is how you beat Spence.
Terrence Crawford would beat the shit out of Mikey Garcia, Ugas, and he already stopped Sean
Yeah,
Porter.
stop all them dudes, man. Crawford.
They're all flat-footed fighters, so you can't compare the two.
Exactly. Counterpunching and footwork is how you beat
flat-footed fighters.
Mikey Garcia is not a flat-footed fighter.
He was in the Spence fight because he had a reach disparity.
That's false. Mikey Garcia beat the shit out of Robert Easter Jr. and Adrian Broner, and none of it was flat-footed.
Yeah, but Robert Easton, he was beat by Richard Coleman, and they robbed Richard Coleman, and he was beat by that 5'4".
We got to talk about the matchup between those two fighters. When they fought, he was not a flat-footed fighter.
He was flat-footed against his last fight against Sandor Martin. He couldn't even cut the ring off or find him in the Sandor
And
Martin.
a lot of people had said that Mikey Garcia was going to outbox him.
Yeah, but that's people who don't know boxing, though.
What was it? Didn't Mikey Garcia fight not Barrera, the other guy?
There was no way I thought Mikey
in the exhibition, the Mexican legend he fought. El Taribe.
Did that dude just say nowhere in the world he thought Mikey was going to beat Earl? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay, so you thought Avenesian was going to beat Terrence Crawford?
Hell no.
Okay.
All right. So what are we talking about?
But look, Mikey was a lightweight though. Avenesian is actually a real welterweight. Crawford was a lightweight. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Okay, then Bushido, Gamboa came up from 126 to fight Crawford at 135.
But no, he fought 2 fights. Wait. He fought 2 fights. Gamboa fought two fights at lightweight, but before he fought Crawford, he was acclimated at that weight though.
So Mikey didn't fight at 140. 2 fights.
No, Mikey
out of the 3 before he fought Earl.
Mikey wasn't the world champion at 140. Don't leave that out, Sean.
He never fought at 147 though. That's the difference. Weight matters in boxing, sir. Those pounds matter. That's why he never fought
a much bigger man than Mikey Garcia, bro.
If it was such a wash, then why did Sugar Ray Leonard pick Mikey Garcia?
I don't know, but if you look at the odds, he was a 7-1 underdog. Nobody.
So basically, according to what you said, Sugar Ray Leonard don't know shit about boxing. Then
no, people get stuff. People get stuff wrong. But when you look at the betting odds, Mikey was an underdog in that fight, not a favorite.
After this fight, of course. Spence, successful. I'm successful. He said he gonna spin the block. Then let him spin the block so I can drop him off where he's standing.
Come on, bro. That's it right there. Spin the block.
I gotta
he's very consistent. He's very consistent with it.
When they put the mic in his face in the ring and in the post conference, did he say that?
He said my phone is always on.
He said it there.
What he said.
Hold on. Hey, you know what? Loyal. See, that's what they won't do. See, if you're gonna play something, no. Play what he said after he beat Avenesian.
Play what he said after he beat Avenesian in the ring. When he was asked about Errol Spence, play that for your viewers.
What did he just
and
say?
Then play what did Earl say after the August fight?
He's not going to repeat himself. Y'all heard him the first time.
What did he just say in this tweet right here today, though?
Exactly. Right. He's talking about the most recent 2 minutes.
Yeah,
who cares about a tweet? He's a boss. Listen.
We care about
listen. All that tweet shit don't mean nothing. He's a boss. Why don't he just call Al and then goddamn it get the ball rolling?
Because Earl said he not coming back until what, May or April because a car accident or some shit like that.
So.
And then Crawford's going to have a mandatory in June.
If that's the case, then leave the tweets alone. What are you talking about?
Well, Crawford, you're trying to sell the fight. You got to promote the fight, right?
Right.
You must not want the fight to happen. That's what it sounds like to me. I think y'all don't really have confidence in Earl.
Because they know Bud adds him to the list like everybody else, man.
And I'm gonna be 100% honest. The person I'm more nervous about is Boots. It ain't Crawford. It ain't Crawford.
What? No, that's
Boots
fine.
can't fuck with Crawford, bro. He ain't got the experience to fuck with Crawford.
Between the Errol Spence fight and Bud and Boots, I have way more confidence that Errol Spence is going to beat Bud than Boots.
Wow, that's so disrespectful.
I think he's just saying that because of the hate he has for Bud.
That's so disrespectful.
I've said that Jerron Boots Ennis. I've said this over a year ago. I said that Jerron Boots Ennis can beat both of those guys. I've said this over a year ago. And Spence is my favorite fighter. I said Jerron Boots Ennis could beat them both. And the reason being that I'm saying that is because Jerron Boots Ennis for Terrence Crawford. If you look at Terrence Crawford and Jerron Boots Ennis, there are some similarities from a talent standpoint and being able to switch. But Jerron Boots Ennis is younger, he's stronger, he's faster, he actually has one punch knockout power. These two guys either break a guy down, or Terrence Crawford, he's gonna time you and hit you with something that hurts you and then finishes you. Gerard Dennis has actual one punch knockout
He
power.
never showed that on a high level though, like Crawford has though. He's done it against dudes he was supposed to
Crawford
beat.
hasn't really fought a lot of high level people either.
Yes, he has. How are you a three-weight world champion? Wait. How are you a three-weight world champion, two-time lineal, one fighter of the year, and you never fought top competition?
Boxing is about matchups, brother. We all know boxing is about matchups, and we all know that top rank, and that's why Shakur Stevenson and other guys go to top rank. Because if you go to top rank is going to put you in a position to build you up through matchups. This is basic knowledge of boxing. So don't act like I'm making that up.
But they put you in tough matchups, though. It ain't like they put you in.
So what you're telling me, right, is that Jose Benavidez is a tough matchup. I mean, because he was an undefeated fighter.
Yes,
if we want to pull up his box rec.
Okay. Can we speak of Jose Benavidez? Real quick? I was just all right. Look, right. I hear a lot of Spence fans. I'm not saying you. I'm gonna say Spence fans. I'm gonna make this real quick. I hear a lot of Spence fans saying, Spence resume is better than Bud's at welterweight because he beat Danny Garcia, right? But Danny Garcia, hold on, all right. But Danny Garcia,
I know where you're going with this.
That same Danny Garcia fought Jose Benavidez and didn't come remotely close to stopping him. Up to date, Crawford's been the only person to stop Jose Benavidez, bro.
They fought at a higher weight. Both of these guys, none of those guys' power translated at 154. So
you know what Tony Harrison said? Harrison said, listen. Tony Harrison said, they said, what do you think of Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez fighting each other at this weight? Tony Harrison said he's a boxer. He said, for real, it's just two welterweights fighting each other. So the thing is, Danny was still essentially a welterweight. Same thing with Jose Benavidez. If Benavidez so chinny and so weak, why Danny couldn't put him out, but Crawford could, and he was undefeated when Crawford did.
The point is, number one, Danny Garcia, his power never even carried from 140 to 147. The only person Danny Garcia knocked out at 147 was Adrian Granados, who moved up in weight.
That was an impressive knockout, though. That was an impressive knockout.
But Danny Garcia has a pattern of knocking out smaller guys. He has not knocked down or knocked out any welterweight. All the people that he had any success with knockouts with are guys who were 140-pound fighters and either moved up, or even like the other guy he knocked out at 140, Sergio something he knocked out. That guy, another small guy. Danny Garcia's power did not translate to 147.
How much credit do you give Spence for beating Danny then?
Huh?
How much credit do you give?
You know why I give Spence credit?
You talking like he ain't shit.
Listen. The reason I give Spence credit for beating Danny Garcia is because it was completely one-sided, and he did that after coming off an accident. That's it. It's nothing else than just those two things. And I'm not saying Danny Garcia is some world beater, but it takes a lot of heart.
These streets, they make it seem like Danny Garcia was somebody.
No, I'm just saying it takes a lot of heart.
You give Bud Crawford credit for beating Amir Khan.
Well, I can't give him no credit for beating Amir Khan. He was savagely knocked out.
If you look at Amir Khan's record compared to everybody Spence fought,
yeah, but you got to look at where a fighter is at in their career when you fight them. You don't go. So I'm gonna ask you.
He don't give Crawford credit for beating Sean Paul.
I give Sean Crawford.
He made Amir Khan quit.
Okay, well
I give him credit for beating Sean Paul. I'm not one.
No, he made who quit?
Amir Khan.
Yeah, but I got a question.
Oh, Amir Khan trash.
Three
fights.
Keep
fight him, bro. Keep Crawford to fight him. I got the clip.
Yeah. M. Brook. Yep, him and Brook.
3 fights before.
Man, Brook beat the hell out of Khan.
3 fights before Amir Khan fought Terrence Crawford. He was savagely knocked out by Canelo Alvarez. And then the exact fight before he fought.
But Muhammad Ali got 6 losses. All of that shit you talking don't matter because fighters lose and they come back and still become champion.
Brother, you asked about.
You can lose and come back. So
yeah, you can, but he never came back. When he came back, the fight before he fought Terrence Crawford, he fought what's the guy's name? Vargas, Samuel Vargas, a journeyman, and he was dropped in that fight. It was a back and forth fight.
So how many times was a dude dropped by a journeyman in boxing?
What I'm saying is,
No, it ain't what you saying. It's what you saying.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford is the top number 1 pound for pound fighter.
Andre Ward was dropped by Darnell Boone, bro.
Andre Ward was undefeated. He retired undefeated.
Yeah, but he still got dropped by a journeyman. It happens though. That's what I'm saying.
So what you're telling me is the way you saw Amir Khan laid out on the mat against Canelo Alvarez, that was a regular knockout?
Nah.
Okay, then. So why are we acting like Amir Khan? This is the Amir Khan that fought Lamont Peterson or Zab Judah.
But what about? But what I'm saying is, what about the undefeated fighters? The thing is, me and you, we're just talking. Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, they're Hall of Fame champions, right? What I'm saying is, when they were watching Kavaliauskas fight, anybody who looks at boxing can tell Kavaliauskas has great balance, really good punch technique, and timing. Kavaliauskas was undefeated. He was undefeated, and Crawford stopped him. And Crawford was a smaller guy in that fight. How doesn't he get no credit for stopping that undefeated guy who was a solid fighter?
Look, I'm gonna give him credit. I'll give him credit for stopping whoever. To stop somebody is huge. But again, let's not act like the fight right before Kavaliauskas fought Terrence Crawford. He wasn't in the draw with Ray Robinson. That was highly controversial. The same Ray Robinson. That was stopped by the same Ray Robinson who was stopped by Ugas, who had 12 knockouts and no punching power. So let's not act like these guys at Terrence Crawford, when they fought them, these guys fought. These guys went and beat a bunch of killers, and they was undefeated, and then they fought Terrence Crawford. And
do you know what, Mikey? Do you know what Robert Garcia said about Kavaliauskas? They asked Robert Garcia about Kavaliauskas because he used to fight under him. Robert Garcia said when I had Kavaliauskas in my welterweight stable, he said Kavaliauskas was the hardest hitting welterweight I had in my stable. Dude's a power puncher. He did drop Bud, I will admit that, but Bud got up and walked a power puncher down and stopped the undefeated power puncher. He has to get 100% credit for that. That's a great stoppage.
Hold up. Salute to Donnie Pruitt for the $20 super chat. He's the sponsor of the stream. He says, Bushido, could you pull up and show the mysterious pause that Ugas did in the middle of the Spence fight, asking for a friend? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Let's go ahead and pull that up.
Put gasoline in your motherfucking
face. He might do that shit again against Bud too.
Hold up. Let me
do that shit against Bud. That nigga getting stopped. Bud ain't never gonna pause like that.
Antonio Tarver got the clip where Ugas literally just paused and just kind of, it looked like he paused. Let me put Antonio Tarver's page on the screen. He's a big fan of Bud anyway. He got pound for pound number 1 right here, Bud. You know what I'm saying? So Antonio knows what's up. Let's go find it real quick.
You talking about Juice Man Tarver?
Antonio Tarver, man. Dude, like 50-something years old. He still look like he about in his late 30s or something. Let me see.
Your blood don't crack, man.
Well, I know one thing him and Bud Crawford don't have in common.
Wait.
Is Bud Crawford never been caught cheating?
Oh, here we go. All right, let's see. Bam.
Never been caught cheating.
Look. Well, they ain't got the pause part right here. But Ugas did pause, as we know.
Oh, you playing my favorite? You playing my favorite video? Playing my favorite video.
And what happened? And what happened after that?
He stood in front of him and let him punch on him for the rest of the fight. That's what happened after that.
After that, he stood in front of him, and then he let him punch on him. Okay.
Yeah, and shelled up for the rest of the fight.
So basically, he got one move off, like you said previous before when I brought up Amir Khan and Samuel Vargas. You said what journeyman hasn't knocked someone down. So when it's Spence, it's a whole different ball game. It's DEFCON 5. Oh my God! But when it's someone else, this just happens in boxing.
Am I lying about him standing in front of him after that? Literally not giving him no movement.
Most people stand in front of Errol Spence because he beats them down. Chris Van Heard explained it. He said, "I saw the stuff coming, but I was so beat up, I could see it, but physically I couldn't move."
Right.
Most
but
of
what
these
did
guys
Porter do to Spence?
to the middle of the fight, then they can't move. And then another thing you guys don't give Errol Spence credit for is Errol Spence has some of the best fundamental footwork on offense
No, the hell he doesn't.
He keeps fighters in front of him.
No, the hell he falls in every time he throws a
Yeah,
punch.
you're right.
Stop it, man. Let's not
really
tell
bad
lies
as
now.
He fought. You know how Ugas was able to counter him those first 3 rounds because he kept falling off balance, dodging in when he was punching. His footwork is terrible. He don't have good footwork.
Well, he overextends and
you're right.
lunges
His footwork is all these deficiencies that Earl Spence had. By this time, you thought somebody would have beat him already.
The styles. I thought Sean Porter beat him, and a judge thought a judge had Sean Porter winning. A judge had Sean Porter winning. I thought Sean Porter beat him.
If you watch Sean Porter, if people watch that fight objectively with no volume, Ray Charles and Sean Porter didn't win that fight.
A judge had him winning. One judge had him winning. I'll tell you that much.
One judge had Canelo Alvarez tied with Floyd Mayweather in their fight.
I thought it should have been a draw.
Spence been fighting flat-footed fighters. When he fought Sean Porter, he couldn't keep Sean Porter off of him. He was lumped the fuck up after that fight. You saw what Crawford did to Porter. Porter could barely trap him into the ropes. And Spence don't never adjust. He kept falling for Porter, lowering him into the corner and throwing him right into the corner and beating on him.
People say Spence chose to fight like that. Now he was forced to fight like that.
Now the fighters that have gotten in the ring with Earl Spence says y'all don't see it, but he.
I'll look for it.
But he don't. But you guys, he don't adjust. He just has a rock 'em sock 'em robot style, and nobody could beat him. And nobody could beat him because he just does the same thing. He doesn't make adjustments. He's an Olympian. He went to the Olympics, but he don't know how to box and he can't make adjustments. Okay.
Yeah, he was an Olympian that turned. He didn't get no medals though, no bronze and no silver, no medals.
Everyone knows that he got robbed. He got robbed initially. The dude was crying. They overturned it, and when he came back, he lost because he was out of it.
He got knocked out of the Olympics.
There's a history of American boxers going to the Olympics and getting robbed. Black American boxers normally go to the Olympics and get robbed. There's a history of that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying that this all I'm saying. When it comes to skill set, it cannot be refuted. Terrence Crawford is far superior than Spence in skill set. It's not even close.
Terrence Crawford, listen, I would say Terrence Crawford is more of a pure boxer than Errol Spence. But I'm just saying, in terms of being like a complete fighter, these guys are on the same level.
No, they're not. Not even close.
One fighter is already in the Hall of Fame, has his fist casted. Canelo doesn't have his fist
casted. Him. He started his career
no other
4.5
fighter in boxing right now has their fist casted. But
Spence can't beat Crawford with this shit. Look at this shit. He can't beat Crawford with this style, bro. He can't beat Crawford, bro. I'm sorry, not with this shit. Look at him. Look how he's leaning. Look how he's leaning.
Yeah, look at him reaching in, standing right.
Yeah, he's reaching. Yeah, look at him reaching. He's reaching.
And look at Ugas standing right in front of him.
He's fighting him inside. But he's reaching in.
Ugas standing right in front of him, bro. You think Crawford gonna do that? Stand right in front of him,
like leaning forward, like uppercut right there.
If you took blows to the head and body shots, you'd be standing in front of somebody too.
No,
but Crawford's feet is too good for that, bro. Crawford's feet is too good.
Hopefully they fight, and we're gonna see how each one of them take the licks from each other.
Can I ask you this?
I just have a feeling that Earl Spence can take a punch better than Terrence Crawford can.
We got 2 more minutes, y'all. We got 2 more minutes. Y'all go ahead and cook. We got 2 more minutes.
Can I ask you this? Why does Earl Spence best wins and Keith Thurman and Kell Brook? Why do they both pick Terrence Crawford to beat him?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Their opponents?
Yeah, they're similar opponents.
They have more difficulty.
Mm-hmm. Hey, those are opinions. I can have an opinion. They can have
those opinions are more valid than yours.
A lot of people's opinions was Manny Pacquiao that Floyd fought, and Manny Pacquiao said that Manny Pacquiao would beat Floyd. I mean, it all matters. None of this shit matters until they get in the ring. And once they get in the ring,
that's true.
That's what matters.
But it sounds like a lot of y'all don't want that fight to happen, man.
I definitely want the fight to happen.
I hope you do, bro. I
definitely want the fight to happen.
Did you buy the Crawford fight?
No.
Oh yeah.
No,
look, see right there. There you go, Donnie. I got it for you. He stood there and let Spence bounce all the ropes like it's WWE.
Search for that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Like it's the WWE. He just dropped that dub on you, man. I had to look for him, man.
Like damn, I wasn't supposed to land that on him.
And if Earl Spence Fort Avenesian or somebody like that, I wouldn't buy it either.
I disagree. I doubt it.
I wouldn't buy.
I wouldn't buy
it
that fight.
If Errol Spence was lined up to fight Terrence Crawford, they was in negotiations, and he pulled out and went for David Abenesian, I would not support his fight. I would not support his fight.
I'm not gonna argue that though. Yeah, let me get my ass up out of here, man.
Yeah. Look at that. Ugas froze up. Took some steps back and shit. Man, this is like this WWE, like he's about to get set up for.
I mean, the ref did say stop. The ref did say stop twice, but you know, I know y'all gonna mull over that.
Man,
but,
that referee need to go on somewhere with that.
The
but
ref
yeah,
did say stop twice. That could be why Ugas did that, but you know.
Man, well, yeah. But, hey,
he did say stop twice.
He did. But much love to everybody on the panel. Salute to my boy. Man. Salute to my boy D Luckett, loyal to the game, boxing nerd AC in the building.
Yes,
Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to Donnie Pruitt, the sponsor of the stream. Salute to everybody that donated today. Much love to all you guys. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll catch you on the next one.
You too, bro.